And now it's time to get you ready for the match with the Phoenix Rising pregame warm-up on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
The sights and the sounds of the East Bay as Phoenix Rising travel west to take on Oakland Roots in the historic Oakland Alameda County Coliseum here on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network. Ryan Sikora alongside Kevin Cardez, Sammy O'Brien on the touchlines tonight. Adam Beadle is our audio engineer. This is a big game for Phoenix Rising as we start the second half of the 2025 campaign. They face a red-hot Oakland Roots team who has won 3 consecutive in all competitions. Phoenix has not won in 3 league games, Kev. So you look at the form coming into this, 2 teams trending in opposite directions as they kind of meet in the middle in the league, only 3 points separating the 2 sides.
And the big thing here is that Phoenix is in the middle of their most brutal stretch of the season. They just went on a 3-game road stretch. They come in for 1 home game, and they have to do it all over again.
Yeah.
It goes Oakland, it goes El Paso, Irvine. They come back for 1 more home game, and then they go for 2 more road games. This is a brutal summer for Phoenix Rising. It's their longest, almost on record throughout the entire club history. They are in the middle of a slide that could come. But Phoenix has a chance to dig themselves out of a hole that is slowly brewing, because if you can win the summer or at least stay afloat, your fall becomes way easier. That's 7 home games and 3 away games your entire fall. You get the beautiful Phoenix weather. You just have to survive the summer. They're in position to do that right now, but everything has to stay afloat. It starts today.
Trip to Middle America and Tulsa, the East Coast in Charleston. You go to Sherman, Texas to face off against a League One team. Now you get the Pacific Ocean, El Paso, Texas, and Orange County. They are seeing the country for what it is worth, and then a trip to Lexington and Tampa in August as well. So lots of stuff for Phoenix Rising to look forward to as they grind their way through this summer in the United States. The opponent, Oakland Roots, started the season so poorly, but they have trended in the right direction the last couple weeks. You can point to the signing of a new manager, Benny Feilhaber, arriving here for the Oakland boys, and it has been a very successful start for the former U.S. national team man.
Yeah, and now Oakland is on that 3-game win streak that you mentioned earlier. A 1-0 win against the Legion, a 2-1 win against Monterey Bay, and a 2-0 win against Detroit City. They are on a tear right now. It's a complete flip, but it's where Phoenix Rising was just about a month and a half ago when they went on their stretch of their own, where they had essentially 5 wins in all comps in a row, 6 straight results. They were rolling. Now it's up to Phoenix to throw the dagger right back at Oakland and say, come back down to earth. This is our Western Conference, because for a moment there was about a 15-minute stretch earlier in the season where if Phoenix would have held the result, they would have been first or second in the West at any given time by the end of the night. They've slid back down to 6th. They're still in punching distance. Remind Oakland that the top of the table is still Phoenix's.
The highs of the highs have been wonderful for Phoenix Rising. The lows of the lows have seen them teeter towards the bottom of the form table and the actual table at times this year. So we alluded to it earlier as they begin, Rising does its second straight 3-game road stint, if you will. We talked about the last one. We said 4 or 5 points was the ideal mark for them to hit from that 3-game run. Now against Oakland, a good formed El Paso team, and Orange County that's teetering off in the West. What is the goal for Rising going forward in the month of July?
I think 6 points is the goal. I think they need to walk out with at least 2 wins, because you've already beat Orange County. You did it in brilliant fashion earlier in the year. El Paso is one that you want to have back. A 4-4 draw is a game that you feel like at any given moment, if you would have just had 1 less lapse, you would have won 4-3 or 4-2, or you would have drawn 3-3. You look at that one as we could have had more. The big question mark is tonight, because Oakland is sort of the wild card. Phoenix hasn't dropped a result to Oakland since 2022 back in September. They have a very healthy stretch brewing over the last 3 years against this Roots team. Now it's up to them to continue that, keep it rolling, because if you can start this road trip on the right foot, you avoid what happened last time, which was a 4-1 battering against Charleston Battery. That set the road trip off on a truly poor start, but then they ended up conceding another 4 the next week in Sherman, Texas, but they scored 5. It was up and down in all ways of the word, but once again, the chance to get off on the right foot here is a huge one.
11th all-time meeting between the 2 clubs. Phoenix holds the advantage, 5 wins to Oakland's 2. There have been 3 draws in the tie. Rising has been very successful, as Kevin just pointed out, here in Oakland, but has yet to favor themselves in this cavernous arena that they will play on the road in tonight. A perfect pitch, a perfect backdrop in one of the more historic venues in the country for any sport. Do you think that will weigh on any of the players at all?
Well, playing in a stadium of this caliber is one of those things where it just doesn't happen very often. I mean, you usually play in the USL in 7.5 to 10 or 12,000 seat stadiums. This is huge. This is massive. Nobody plays in a stadium like Oakland does right now, besides what? Birmingham? They play in a massive football stadium as well. It's a different environment. It's very loud. The music pump's very loud here. It's a different energy, a different vibe. But most importantly, it's the weather. It's, 72, windy and nice outside right now. It's a complete 180 for what's happening back home right now. Take this chance to capitalize on this beautiful weather, because El Paso is not much cooler than Phoenix.
No, it is not. Now, I ask you this next question. Reggie or Ricky?
It's Ricky.
It's Ricky. I agree. I think Reggie, and maybe this is the Arizona State bias of it all in some sense, could deserve some kind of a shout, but of course the Oakland A's legends, Ricky Henderson, Reggie Jackson. Reggie may be more associated with the Yankees, or a 50-50 split.
It's sort of a 50-50, but I think that you got to give the nod to Ricky.
Sure. Now I'd ask you this. When you look at the players across the board, and we'll talk about this a little bit later on, there's a lot of shared history between these two clubs. Dariusz Formella, one of the all-time Oakland Roots players. Charlie Dennis had one of the all-time Oakland Roots seasons. Panos Armenakis is for Oakland, their number 10, their talisman. He scored in the last game. He won a title and was arguably at his best with Phoenix Rising in 2023.
There's so many different parallels, and we noticed it when we were walking down on the pitch. So many guys just dapping up so many others between Oakland and Phoenix. There's so many ties, so many connections, whether it's between the staff, between the players. Panos was the first guy to go up to say hey to Patrick Rakowski, like, it's good to see you. Charlie Dennis as well. He knows everyone on this staff. Charlie Dennis is one of the Roots players. He is Oakland in a lot of ways. And we asked him, hey, what's the difference between playing in the Coliseum and all those other places you played in? And he just went, oh God. Like, I mean, this is different. This is special. He knows that. There's a lot of deep ties that run between these two teams, including a guy like Dariusz Formella. Lots that will maybe bubble up throughout the 90, but it's a good game that has a lot of little interconnecting ties.
Almost 4 years ago this weekend, Phoenix Rising and Rising Radio in its infancy traveled to Oakland and traveled to Laney College. It's come a long way since. We're at the Coliseum tonight for Oakland Roots and for Phoenix Rising in the USL Championship. The sprint to the postseason starts as the second half of the 2025 campaign begins now tonight on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network. We'll come back with lineups and we'll hear from the coach here on the Phoenix Rising social pages.
Jesus Ichukwu's in. Arteaga!
You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey Phoenix Rising fans, this is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tire simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
Join in on the Sports Zoo on your ride home from work with Dave Rooster Bierstein. Join Rooster as he lays down what's happening around sports and makes it clear what's on his mind.
Oh my.
Catch the day's craziest stories and some of the latest numbers from the sports books across the valley. The Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a wild option.
Weekdays 5 to 6 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Coming up Monday on The Lunch Break, how did the Diamondbacks fare in their 3-game set against the Cincinnati Reds? Did they keep the good times rolling, or was it one step forward and 2 steps back? Plus, they've got the GM. They've got the coach. The summer of Durant is in full swing. What is the latest on the Suns and their plans with KD? All of it, Monday's edition of The Lunch Break, 11 to 1, right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Attention all clones. The Jim Rome Show is here for you every day here on KDUS AM 1060.
Lots to get done. Welcome to the program.
Listen in as Rome dives into the biggest sports headlines of the day. From final scores, player contracts and trades, team prospects, and even a spicy take or two. The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. every weekday here on KDUS AM 1060.
That's the trick.
Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app. James Out West, your home for sports down here in the desert. Join James and Pat the Stat Guy as they recap the weekend and dive deep into the numbers for the NFL, NBA, college sports, and more.
That's 5 seasons of 1,200 yards.
Player stats, team numbers, and contracts are just the start of the discussion for James and Pat.
He started 815 career games. He threw 749 complete games.
There's no hiding when it comes to stats. It's James Out West every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
You're listening to the pregame warm-up on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
I think our backline, we addressed it where to push the lineup higher. There were some great moments that we could play through. I think if we had scored in the beginning of the second half, that could have, because I think there was a couple of opportunities, not chances, but there was a couple of opportunities for us to be able to, to create something. Unfortunately, we didn't, which is okay. We just, we keep working.
So Phoenix Rising continues to work, continues to shift and shove forward in this 2025 USL Championship regular season. Welcome back to the pregame warm-up. Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez, Samuel O'Brien in just a moment here on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network. That was the head coach, Pamadou Ka, as we get a look at his starting lineup here on this Saturday night in the East Bay. It is the patented 4-3-3 if you're following along on our visual feeds on the social pages. Patrick Rakowski keeps his place in goal. Colin Smith is the right back. Asel Asenge, Colin Smith the right back. Asenge next to him. Braxton Montgomery, the left center back. Emil Quaisho off the left. Saint Amers Aveyevu, the midfield three. Margarita off the right. Formella off the left. And Isan Sako, we believe, is back to playing the number 9 position. We will tonight, Kevin Cardez, single in on the 2 number 10s, and for Phoenix, it's the USL Championship Western Conference leader in assists, Hope Aveyevu.
There's nothing that Hope Aveyevu has been asked to do in 2025 that he hasn't been able to. When it's press hard, he can press hard. If it's assist, he's going to assist. If he's going to score, he's going to score. He does absolutely everything. He's one of the best chance creators in the entire USL Championship. But most importantly, he's one of the most important players for this Phoenix Rising team. We talk so much about the dynamos like David Rivera and Joe Margarita, and they are extremely important when it comes to crashing the box. But it's through the middle pressure that they often have lacked in the last year and change. Hope Aveyevu absolutely flipped that on his head. He has a massive load of work to do tonight, but in complete juxtaposition with the other 10 on the other side of the field, it is a big, big matchup between Hope and Panos Armanakis on the other side of the coin.
And we'll get to Panos in a second. Aveyevu, one of 4 USL Championship players this year with at least 3 expected assists and 5 or more big chances created. JD Torres, Mukwele Akale, Mikey Maldonado, the others. As we approach the opposition, Oakland Roots, led by a new manager, Benny Feilhaber, who's played over 40 times for the United States men's national team. It's a 3-4-3. It's Kendall McIntosh in net, a back three of Kai Green, Nabil Hackshaw, who have combined, by the way, for almost 500 appearances in the championship. Gagi Margvelashvili is the center back in the middle of the three. Maury Donor is the right wing back. Julian Bravo off the left. Gomez and Elmas Noy in the midfield double pivot. Armanakis, we think, is going to be the right-sided number 10 in a front three with Bobosi Bayaruanga off the left and Peter Wilson leading the line. Panos Armanakis, 5'10", Newport Beach born, played for Phoenix Rising, won a title. He was in USL Championship Team of the Week last week, scored the winning goal for Roots.
There's not enough good things to say about Panos, especially with his time in Phoenix, especially with 2023. That title-winning team, he made 27 appearances, was one of the best players on the pitch at any given time. We watched him have maybe the best game I've ever seen him play, one of the best players one of the best games I've ever seen from a player in a Rising shirt. In the U.S. Open Cup in the round of 32 against the Seattle Sounders, it was one of the most impressive performances against an MLS team that had so much talent. It didn't work out. He gets traded to Memphis in the middle of last year. But he still stands as one of those moments where you know the talent, you know the guy, and he's so important. He scored a goal last week in the 55th, a needed, not winner, but a very needed goal in a 2-1 victory. Panos does so much, and a lot of the ways that Hope Aveyewu does for Oakland. He might not be the dynamic presser that Hope Aveyewu is, but he is very technically sound. He's very creative. There's nothing that you can ask him to do on the ball that he'll go, I don't think I have that in my bag. He has almost everything in a very deep arsenal in his own bag. Can he do it tonight against a very strong defensive midfield for Phoenix Rising? That's the main question for Oakland.
Played 45 times in his time in Phoenix, had 13 goals and assists. That's the most appearances, most goal involvements he's had at any club in his career. As we bring in the third member of our team down on the touchline, Sammy O'Brien, feeling the great and wonderful turf that this pitch is providing for us tonight, Sammy. It's a chance for Phoenix Rising to try and get going again. It was a tough showing. They did not have a shot on target against Lexington last week at home.
Yeah, last week was not a good showing at all. Probably the worst we've seen from this team, as multiple people at this crew have pointed out this season. Phoenix last week, a couple more stats. You not to harp on it too much. No big chances created, only the third time all year they have not done that. They had the most successful passes entering the final third this season at 102. It's the most by 19. But regardless, looking ahead to this game tonight, Oakland, they've kind of been on a tear since Benny came in. They've won 3 straight. They're closing in on Phoenix. They have 17 points, 3 behind Phoenix's 20, and they're only 1 point behind the playoff line in this super packed Western Conference. They also have not conceded a goal in 4 straight. But although Phoenix does have their number historically with a 4-2-3 overall record.
And what's your take? Kevin just talked about it a lot, but Panos Armenakis has kind of become the talisman under Benny Feilhaber since he's shown up in early June for this Oakland team.
Yeah, he definitely has, as we said, spent a lot of time with Phoenix, a very key player, over 1,600 minutes for the club, as well as a lot of goal contributions. He spent last season with Memphis 901, and as we said, he finally got his first goal in the 55th minute last week. And re-emphasizing again what Kevin said, he is going to be one of their guys tonight, especially on the offensive end, especially with a backline of Phoenix that really still has not truly found their footing throughout the first half of the season.
And fitness for Phoenix Rising. They've been getting healthier, but now it's hit or miss.
Yeah, it's definitely hit or miss, but it feels like we're getting closer. Pop Marboy, it's been talked about a lot in media the last few weeks. Pa keeps saying he's getting closer. We felt like he's been getting closer. He was seen in training this week. It was shown in one of the videos on the social media pages. Jurl is officially fully good to go since coming back from the Gold Cup fitness-wise. He'll be out there wanting to get back. Last week we saw him very vocal, very upset with what was going on the pitch. And then we also have JP's out of the squad. And also no Mo, Remy, or Damian Rivera as well.
Noble Okello will miss out. Sammy, thanks. He'll be with us all night tonight here from the Coliseum down close to the action. As we get Kevin back in here, why not? You're part of this.
Yeah, why not?
So, defensively, that's where Phoenix has lacked the most. They are arguably, and maybe inarguably, the worst defensive team in the USL Championship. Oakland Roots are right there with them, but since the month of June, they've been a top 5 defensive team in the league, and you can kind of tick that towards their uptick in form.
Listen, Phoenix just conceded 9 goals in their last 3 games on the road before having one come back to 38th in Washington. This back line, Quayshow, Montgomery, Asenge, and Smith, is one that has been played before. It's a rarity for Phoenix. They have seen this back line get rolled out. Asenge is a very solid center back, one that you trust. You have loved to play Colin Smith almost every minute in championship play in 2025, and you get your left back in the starting position finally back again. Quayshow has been up and down in terms of availability, but you get your creative dynamo, sort of attacking midfielder, quasi left back in the slot, right? This should be your game where you can reassert yourself, because Oakland, although they are 10th in the West, 17 points is just 1 win away from matching Phoenix in the table. Stick it to them. Let them know that we can still stretch this one back out, because as the table stands, you can hop back as high as 3rd in the Western Conference. There is a tall task for Phoenix. And on the other side, Oakland has had a complete shift in identity defensively. They are very tight. They love to destroy the spaces, specifically in the midfield, and that's where Phoenix has loved to operate as of late. Now they're missing guys like JP Skeers and Noble Okello, so then you have the new guy coming like Zian Emmers, who has to fill that slot. You still have Hope Aveyewu, but there's questions that they need to solve tonight on both sides of the coin. Defensive stuff is not the only issue for Phoenix.
So you bring up Oakland defensively, very compact, very narrow in their shape, that 3-4-3, but they've also fixed some stuff on the attacking end, they've become more rigid and more consistent on the offensive side in possession.
And we've talked about it off air a little bit. To me, this is the way I describe it. It's the closest I've ever seen a USL Championship team get to tiki-taka, right? They don't get as expansive as a traditional, truly dominant tiki-taka team would, but they are very tight, and they love to play short, incisive passes that destroy the midfield spaces. They love to cut. They love to throw little daggers, because eventually a death of 1,000 cuts is on the way, right? They're going to break you down to the middle, and eventually when that breakaway opportunity comes, they will crash your final third, and they will make you pay.
Before the arrival of Benny Feilhaber, that's about June 2nd, Oakland was 17th in the league in possession. Post the arrival of Benny Feilhaber, they are 7th. So it has been a major shift under the new man in the East Bay. Phoenix Rising, Oakland Roots. We are closing in on kickoff from the Cali here on this Saturday night in the USL Championship. Match day 16 on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Suzuku's in. Arteaga!
You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL Champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey Phoenix Rising fans, this is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tires simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
Join in on the Sports Zoo on your ride home from work with Dave Rooster Bierstein. Join Rooster as he lays down what's happening around sports and makes it clear what's on his mind.
Oh my.
Catch the day's craziest stories and some of the latest numbers from the sports books across the valley. The Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a wild option.
Weekdays 5 to 6 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Coming up Monday on the lunch break, how did the Diamondbacks fare in their 3-game set against the Cincinnati Reds? Did they keep the good times rolling, or was it 1 step forward and 2 steps back? Plus, they've got the GM. They've got the coach. The summer of Durant is in full swing. What is the latest on the Suns and their plans with KD? All of it, Monday's edition of the lunch break, 11 to 1, right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Attention all clones. The Jim Rome Show is here for you every day here on KDUS AM 1060.
Lots to get done. Welcome to the program.
Listen in as Rome dives into the biggest sports headlines of the day. From final scores, player contracts and trades, team prospects, and even a spicy take or two. The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. every weekday here on KDUS AM 1060.
That's the trick.
Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app. James Out West, your home for sports down here in the desert. Join James and Pat the Stat Guy as they recap the weekend and dive deep into the numbers for the NFL, NBA, college sports, and more.
That's 5 seasons of 1,200 yards.
Player stats, team numbers, and contracts are just the start of the discussion for James and Pat.
He started 815 career games. He threw 749 complete games.
There's no hiding when it comes to stats. It's James Out West every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
You're listening to the pregame warm-up on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Back inside the walls of the Coliseum, Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez. We take you closer to kickoff here on the pregame warm-up show on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network. Keys to the game, we do them every week This one somehow, in the years and years that you and I have both done this, I don't think we've ever said on this broadcast, Phoenix Rising, they need to score early.
Yeah, so maybe score first. It's been an issue with Phoenix Rising, especially in the early pieces of the season, and it felt like that sort of subsided when they were clicking offensively and everybody was there and the gang was all home, right? Before Jurl and Damien and Carl and all those guys went out for Gold Cup duty, Phoenix was scoring first, they were scoring early, they were scoring often. We didn't have that problem. Well, when the squad got shifted up and everybody was out for CONCACAF Gold Cup and everybody was playing World Cup qualifiers like Darius Johnson, it got a little rocky. Now you have to get back to the fundamentals. Be better on set pieces and score first, because when you score first, everything gets easier for the rest of the 90. Survive the cooldown period, score the first goal, get yourself inserted in the game because you can dictate the tempo. You're a team that has the talent to do that. Give yourself the tools and the opportunity to open that window and then shut it at the end.
Oakland Roots want to dictate the tempo as well, but they want to do it when they don't have the ball. They're going to try and shut Phoenix down.
And that's primarily defending the midfield three of Hope Avayevu, Zian Emmers, and Carl Fred Saint. They have a big job tonight. Carl Fred Saint moves from the center back pairing that he's been accustomed to for the last 8 or so games, moving forward as the deepest lying midfielder with your number 10, Hope Avayevu, and then the new man on the block who has slowly but surely become more of a regular, Zian Emmers, gets another start in Rising Red. This is his opportunity to show this is the box-to-box guy that I am. But Oakland, now it's their turn to completely shut it down. Guys like Nabil Hackshaw will have to shut down, step up, and destroy the spaces and the pockets of time that Phoenix loves to create. When Pamodoka was made the head coach, he told us that football is dictated on space and time, and every nation and country and nationality plays the game a little differently and how they approach space and time. They've found ways to dominate and dictate it. Oakland needs to ruin that tempo.
And for Oakland, they're going to do a lot of that through that center back, Nabil Hackshaw, you just mentioned, top 20 in the USL Championship, all-time among active players in both starts and minutes. He's a key piece, veteran presence.
I mean, and that's the thing, with a guy like Nabil Hackshaw or even Kai Green, who's also starting in the back line tonight, two guys who have played every single minute in USL Championship play for Oakland Roots in 2025, a luxury that Phoenix has not had. These guys, whether it's Hackshaw or it's Green, the consistency and the reliability to be there week in and week out, and they have been a part of the defensive transformation that has occurred under Bendy. This is their opportunity to continue stating that. Nabil Hackshaw now he will likely be the 19th man to ever eclipse 20,000 minutes. He's one of those guys, the stalwarts of the game at 29 years old, who just plays so much professional soccer, so much. Standing at 6 foot tall at 181 pounds, a low center of gravity that he loves to prioritize. He's very good on his back foot when he gets tracked back. He's easy to recover on. It is a special center back because he plays so much. Your best ability is availability, especially when you're Nabil Hackshaw.
Rising in the midfield, hoping for more of what they got last week from their new signing, Zian Emmers.
Zian Emmers has a chance to prove once again why he's that box-to-box midfielder. They signed him because they really liked what he did with Rapid Bucharesti. They thought that he was a guy who was talented enough, creative enough, but physical enough to compete in America. That physicality is something that he has slowly but surely gotten on the right foot for. That first game you could see he was being jostled around a little bit. That's the style of soccer that we play stateside. He has become that guy. Whether it was fitness or just having to rise to the level and be like, okay, this is how we play over in America. He has grown into the role, and now you can see him becoming that box-to-box, left-to-right shuttler of a midfield guy. He is a special talent. He's a special player with so much European experience. It's his time to show that and showcase it against a team that, although sits below Phoenix on the table, is biting at their heels just 3 points behind.
He's consistent. He gets on base. We're approaching kickoff here. We've got 6 or 7 more minutes until we go from the Coliseum. When we come back, we'll have the first 45 minutes all for you here on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network. This was the pregame warm-up show.
Zuzuchukwu's in. Arteaga!
You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL Champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey, Phoenix Rising fans. This is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tires simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
Join in on the Sports Zoo on your ride home from work with Dave Rooster Bierstein. Join Rooster as he lays down what's happening around sports and makes it clear what's on his mind.
Oh my.
Catch the day's craziest stories and some of the latest numbers from the sports books across the valley. The Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a wild option.
Weekdays 5 to 6 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
You're listening to the pregame warm-up on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
A step inside a historic venue on American soil tonight for Phoenix Rising. On the road in the East Bay, they take on Oakland Roots for the first time in 2025 here tonight on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network. Ryan Segura, Kevin Cardez. But first, our touchline reporter, Sammy O'Brien, a message for Phoenix Rising being start fast, start in a frenzy.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to get going. They need a goal. They really just need to see a ball get into the back of the net, and once I see that, I think it'll be pretty smooth from there. This pitch tonight, as we talked about, we were down there earlier before we came on the air, gentlemen. It is pristine, probably the best pitch that the USL Championship has to offer. So playing through guys like Hope Avevu, Jero Margaret, he is absolutely 1,000% ready to get his revenge from last week, and the boys are ready to go.
Kevin, in a little pregame chat with Pamadou Ka, he dropped a phrase that said, if you can't pass on this pitch, you probably shouldn't be a professional footballer. That's how good it's going to be tonight. Both these teams are going to want to play.
Yeah, this is maybe the best playing surface that I've seen so far in 2025. It's just gorgeous out there. They know it's gorgeous. Oakland prides itself on the fact that they get to play in the Coliseum, and it's Phoenix's turn to play here for the first ever time in club history. I think that both teams will want to play. They'll want to go fast, and I don't blame them because this is a beautiful environment. The weather is awesome. It's low 70s. It's windy. As the sun sets at about 8:30, we'll get about probably the entire first 45 of sunlight, and then we'll get a little sunset towards the end. By the 90, the sun will be completely gone. It is going to be a beautiful night. Should be a fun one as well. Starting a frenzy. Both teams want to do it.
The subtle shade of this stadium, touching maybe second base, probably certainly shallow right field, and all of center field in the old baseball stadium. Phoenix Rising, wreathed in red in a wretched huddle just outside the center circle. Oakland Roots have taken the pitch in their black kit with the pristine pattern of blue, yellow, green, red, some orange in there as well. Their goalkeeper, Kendall McIntosh, in his first year with the club, is in a baby blue. Patrick Rakowski of Phoenix Rising in a dark green, as Phoenix will travel left to right on your radio dial here in the first 45 minutes from the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, the home of Reggie, the home of Ricky, the home of Raleigh. Tonight, maybe the home for Phoenix Rising to get back on track in this 2025 campaign. It's 3 games in the league without a win for the Phoenicians. Oakland riding high and searching for 4 consecutive wins for the first time in club history. The noise is loud, the music is buzzing. The referee tonight in yellow is Joe Dickerson, who works his first championship game since 2018. That was the USL Championship playoff final between Phoenix and Louisville. Jake Brochu is the first official, Justin Fillmore the second, Bhavik Dutt is the 4th official on the touchline. Ryan Segura, Kevin Cardez, Sammy O'Brien, and Adam Beadle here on site from Oakland. We are counting down to kickoff. I don't know if I've ever seen that in the champ. 28, 27.
We'll get there eventually.
I can't believe the refs got to wait for the madness that it is.
Maybe it's because of the music video that's playing. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, but I won't argue.
I think it's the music video.
Phoenix and Oakland for the 11th time. Rising have not lost in Northern California since 2022. That is their goal tonight, to continue that streak on this fine Super Saturday in the USL Championship. Abievu casting a shadow over the ball. Emmers, Sacco, Formella, Margarita lined up his wide receivers. It will be one snap, one pass, and one long ball launched away in just a moment as we wait for the whistle of the referee Dickerson, who works his 208th career game, all competitions. He's been an MLS referee for the last 6 years.
Oakland, it's about that time.
We've got a PA announcer telling us it's time to go. I love this.
It's still not time, though, apparently.
How can you not be romantic about soccer?
These guys, they just get on pitch. I mean, it's special.
Whistle blows. Abievu serves it back, and we are underway from Oakland as a long ball is lasered up for Sacco's head, away by Gagi Markvelashvili of Oakland, and claimed by Colin Smith, as Phoenix Rising will grab the first possession of this game. 15 ticks on the clock. Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez, key early for both these teams, Kev.
Phoenix needs to score early and maybe score often, but particularly hold the rope. If you can get that first goal, don't let Oakland dictate the pace for the rest of the match. Manage to get a stronghold on the game before it runs away from you. For Oakland, destroy this Phoenix Rising midfield that has done so much damage.
Ball in behind for Sacco, offside a step soon for the Frenchman. It came a little late from Xian Emmers, who gets his second start in his 5th appearance in the USL Championship after arriving in the early days of summer. He should be a midfield dynamo to watch for Phoenix. Nabil Hackshaw stands over the ball for Oakland, plays it for Markvelashvili, and back for Hackshaw, heels on the touchline, near side, left side. Down to the 6 for their goalkeeper, Kendall McIntosh. Long he goes, into the light, poorly dealt with by Braxton Montgomery. Couldn't find it in the air, the left center back. Oakland have a throw, they play it quickly, down the channel for Peter Wilson. Montgomery sweeps at the end line and finds Patrick Rakowski. Phoenix electing to build. Quaisho turning away finally in his own half. 90 seconds in, he dribbles up beyond Armanakis and lays along for Dariusz Formella-Kev.
Now, Phoenix will look to build through the back. They're not going to launch out, and it's something that they've done well at times this year, but if they can get a coherent and clean build through the back, it starts at the boots of your German goalkeeper, Patrick Rakowski. If you can get a clean, smooth build, beautiful things happen, but it's been disjointed action between the back 4 and the front 3 that have often stalwarted and completely stopped any offensive motion that has come from Phoenix Rising. It's their turn to clean that up to score goals.
Trying to find rhythm.
Trying to find a little bit of rhythm.
It's been hard for Phoenix to do this year. 21st game for Rising all competitions. This is the 21st unique Phoenix Rising lineup. They have yet to field the same 11 in a single game this year. Turned over off the feet of Margarita, one down deep by Bobosi Bayaruwanga, the Uganda international. An absolute mouthful of a name. There's a couple on this team. I don't think Kevin could say Gagi Markvelashvili 3 times quick.
Gaga Markvelashvili.
You know? 5
3
out of
times
10.
in a mirror at 2 a.m. maybe.
You know, you were 1 for 3 there, and if you get on base 1 for 3 times, Kev, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Hit
from Julian Bravo. Back for Ali Elmaznoy, who was in the Team of the Week last week, the 20-year-old center midfielder. Wide it goes for Maury Donor, taken to ground. And Emil Quaisho commits the offense. A free kick for Oakland just inside the attacking half. Second time this year Maury Donor has played against Phoenix Rising. Oakland playing them for the first time. Well, Donor was on the roster for Detroit City FC in that 3-2 loss that Phoenix suffered back in April. Hackshaw, wide left, Bravo, driving into the attacking third, looking to serve one in for Peter Wilson. He left it, and it's claimed by Quaisho in the area. He clears away over the touchline on the far right side for a Roots throw. Dangerous early.
And that's sloppy from Phoenix, letting another unmarked man find the back post and almost have a chance at a clear-cut opportunity to shoot on goal. It was poor from Phoenix almost all the way through, and Oakland almost had a chance to score on net. I'd argue that that's just a missed opportunity for the Roots.
Bravo finds the run of Armanakis. Back for Bravo. Swept up by Asenge and wide for Smith. 4th minute, 0-0. Both teams sharing the ball early. Colin Smith, the right back. Feet of Carl Saint, the 6. He switches play for Emil Quayshaw, the left back in the team. He continues to find more fitness. Quayshaw driving onward, looking for the left-sided run of Formella. He rewards the former Roots man. And back for Montgomery. And now settling into the attacking shape for Phoenix.
Now you see in possession, certain guys like Asenge and Braxton drop back while Margarita finally makes his return to the right side of the pitch and attack. It's something that we've asked to see as of late. Now, can Marga convert offensively?
When they have the ball high up the pitch, keeping Colin Smith back and letting Jiro Margarita have the touchline, Kev.
So special because he needs the space to operate. He's a guy who requires so much attention and demand that the workload for him relies on having the space and time to breathe. He needs the space to operate. So Colin Smith, although normally extremely advanced and high up the pitch, now he drops back in defense and possession.
Margarita making his 24th Phoenix Rising appearance. 10 goal involvements in the previous 23. That's pretty good. Turned away by Saint. It was a heavy ball to his feet. One back, though, by Phoenix. Colin Smith picked up an awry Oakland pass. Avievu searching for space. Nifty ball in behind. Will it hold up on the turf? It will for Margarita onside. Blocked away by the backside of Markvelishvili. And the first corner kick of this Saturday night in the East Bay comes in the 6th minute for Phoenix. Rolls over the end line here at the Oakland Coliseum. First meeting between these two teams in 2025. Phoenix 6th in the Western Conference entering the week, 7th entering the day. Oakland 10th in the West, just 3 points separating the team. So if Oakland picks up a win today, they will jump Phoenix in the Western Conference table. Quayshaw to take. In swinger, up towards the 6, finding the arms of one man, the goalkeeper McIntosh. Second chance for Asenge. Shot is blocked away by Bayoruanga. And it's another corner kick for Phoenix Rising. That was a very good delivery.
Danger's there too. Just missed the head of Asenge and Carl Fred Saint. So close to having a chance on the goal. And then Asenge almost sweeps it up and puts it in the back of the net. Now they get another corner very quickly from Quayshaw.
Quayshaw again up towards the 6. A dangerous one is swept away by Hackshaw. Only as far as Colin Smith. Plays it on the ground. Braxton Montgomery. Big story with him. You wonder when he will sign, if he will sign a pro contract. The 18-year-old left back committed to Northern Illinois University. Quayshaw, Avievu left it. Well swept up by Markvelishvili. Incensed by it. Saint gets it back. It was well defended by Avievu. And Rising possess once more with Colin Smith.
Beautiful interception there by Avievu just to break the line and take some defensive authority on his own right. That was super clean from him to sweep the ball up.
Early possession shading towards Phoenix, 65%. Turned over in the middle by Montgomery. Other way come Oakland. Right side, Maury Donor up towards the area, now towards the byline. Donor cutting back, blocked by Asenge. And cleaned up by Quayshaw. Formella dropping deep, touches beyond a defender. Looking for the feet of Sacco. Phoenix could be on the run here. 8th minute, Margarita is one-on-one in the 18, cutting onto his left, he hit the post. Jiro Margarita ducked, dived, and dodged beyond Hackshaw. Still alive for Phoenix. Avievu, nifty to get out of trouble. Lays along for Zion Emmers. Emmers wide right for Smith. Colin Smith a low ball. Knotted away by Markvelishvili. Only as far as Smith again. Phoenix still in the attacking third and one back by Bravo. Boy, Jiro Margarita, a great ball in behind from Isan Sacco. Marga took it onto his weaker left foot and looked to guide it to the bottom far post. Quayshaw, Formella, Phoenix still very much on. There is a foul in a very dangerous spot. Sacco taken to ground by one of the midfielders for Oakland. Margarita's miss, Kev.
Sacco has been so good at chance creation on a very low-key note for Phoenix Rising in 2025. He has been super creative, but he often finds that really good long breaking through ball. But it was the timely defending of Colin Smith and Avievu who kept that possession alive way longer than it should have. Avievu now on 3 separate occasions has shouldered the entire play on defense on his own. Colin Smith also doing his job on the right side touchline defensively on his own, but just a near miss for Margarita. You don't see that very often from a guy of his caliber. Hits the woodwork so close.
So a free kick right on the edge of the right side of Oakland's 6-yard box. Probably 25 yards or so away from the frame of Kendall McIntosh, the 6-foot goalkeeper, an Oakland native. Isan Sacco, a deep breath. He'll take. Right-footed ball to Swingle Strong. He strikes it well. He lifts it just over the bar.
Sacco scored a free kick from nearly the exact same location in the preseason against St. Louis City 2. That's why he takes those. He has an absolute rocket of a shot when he's taking a set piece. They know that. They think that he can break lines and walls of men who are trying to defend those set pieces. I'd say he was about 1.5 feet off there of what would have been probably goal of the season for Phoenix Rising to this point. They know he can do that, and that's why he takes those dangerous set piece opportunities.
Oakland plays short, fighting the Phoenix pressure, finding the feet of Gomez. Back it goes by Rwanga, slipping one down the left line for Bravo. Tackled well by Asenge, and then he loses it on the second touch. Wilson taken to ground, ball kept in touch by Bravo, and he finds the pass to Panos Armanakis. Switching play, plenty of space for Maury Donor in the box. He has to turn away, defended by Quayshow, slipping up top. Armanakis, heavy touch, cleared by Smith. Phoenix get away. Oakland win the header deep and will possess through Hackshaw in their own half. That back three shape should help them defensively against Phoenix Rising's counterattack.
And Sacco's up there on his own trying to hold up play, but for the run of no one in that moment, he throws himself in the air trying to win an aerial duel. But if it's just Sacco against a back three all night long, Phoenix is going to have problems breaking out on the counter, because if you're going to hold up, you need guys to crash for the hold-up play to work.
Wilson lays it off by Rwanga, wide for Bravo. The boys collecting themselves for Roots, lasering a ball along the ground. It's claimed inside the 6 by the German Patrick Rakowski. First real action for Phoenix's goalkeeper here tonight. As we give you the sounds of this cauldron of an arena. Oakland forever. Banner brazen in the left outfield wall behind Rakowski's goal frame. That's what this club believes. Everybody has left this town. The roots remain just that. Rooted to this city, this community, this culture. In their own half, Phoenix possess. Smith steps beyond Bravo, keeps it in touch down the right side. Looking long, cleared up by Hackshaw. Second man, it's Avievu center park. Heavy hit, wanted Smith's run. We're on the same page, 12th minute, 0-0.
Little disconnection between Avievu and Smith, but once again, Smith being a dynamo defensively now. We talk so much about how his best ability is availability. He plays almost every minute possible, especially in championship play, but it's moments like those where he's holding up and defending at the level that he does. That's so important for Phoenix.
Armanakis laying along in the box for Maury Donor. His shot is struck wide of the first post. Just a little bit of a shutoff from Phoenix on the throw, and a quick one. They found Armanakis, Oakland did, and once it's there, it's in transition.
That's the second time tonight that Armanakis has linked up with Donor, breaking down that right side touch space. They're trying to find a cross in the box to find somebody who drifts in and finds the back post. Eventually, somebody's going to be there. That's been the issue all year long. When Phoenix is sliding defensively, it's unmarked men in the back post. The worst combination in soccer defensively, time and time again. Oakland has knocked twice, but nobody's been there. Someone will be there eventually.
It's more often than not been Maury Donor off the right as well. There's a foul as Donor forayed forward, was taken down by Formella. Free kick for the Roots, who have put on quite the performance over the last couple of weeks. 3 consecutive wins in all competitions for just the 6th time in the 4-year history of the club. I mentioned it earlier, they have never won 4 straight, ever. 0 for 6 in attempting to get to that mark. So they will try and do that tonight. The way they've been playing, Kevin, the odds would maybe not deny them of that. They have conceded far and few between over the last month or so.
Against the Rising team that on their last 3-game road stretch just a week ago closed conceding 9 goals in 3 games. It wasn't a clean stretch by the imagination for anyone in the Phoenix side. They gave up 4 to the Battery, they gave up 4 to USL League 1 side Texoma, as here comes Oakland Roots breaking the final third again.
Slipping wide left, Bravo cutting back, Elmas Noy's strike is lifted long and far and high. Probably 5 or 6 yards over the crossbar of Rakowski. 14th minute, still scoreless. Oakland growing into this game. It's their second shot. Phoenix had the first 3 of the contest, including the ball that struck off the right post of McIntosh's frame from Margarita. Dropping deep, Quayshow in the build. Asenge providing. Emil Quayshow almost playing as a pseudo 6 when Phoenix have the ball in their back line. He picks it up and plays it wide for Hope Avievu. Formella turning away from trouble.
And I think that's the final form for Emi Quayshaw. I think that his best moments in Rising Shirts are when he's allowed to be an attacking midfielder. Let him be a 6, but he's so strong in defense that if he's going to slide back and play a left back in defense, there's nothing wrong with that. This is a team that loves to slide a back two in possession. If Quayshaw's not a part of that and he drifts up higher on the pitch, I love it, and I think it's the best version of him.
He has ventured on the ball again, now playing as the right center back is Phoenix's number 14, who has played now 64 games in a Rising Shirt, the most in his professional career. That's a poorly placed ball by Montgomery, picked up by Gomez down the line. He was looking for Armanakis' run, but Asela Senge was Johnny on the spot. A dangerous pass across his own box, but connecting with Colin Smith a quarter of an hour into this contest. So you mentioned it just then. Quayshaw, a very good defender in the 1v1, but Phoenix's biggest problems have come from the backside and fullback, like you just said, on long crosses. That's maybe a weakness in both Quayshaw and Colin Smith's game.
I don't know if it's necessarily a weakness in Quayshaw as much as it is. That's what happens when you don't play a consistent backline pretty much ever. You never have that consistency or the formula to figure that out on a week-to-week basis because your center backs are always different. Your left back is always interchanging. The only thing that's been consistent is your right back, and it's rarely been Colin Smith that's been the root of those issues. See if they can solve it against Oakland.
Margarita, a dangerous ball, ducking into the box for Emmers, wants to cross towards the penalty spot, cleared away. Finds the feet of Carl Saint, who strikes. Did that take a deflection? No, it went wide. With Kendall McIntosh's diving effort, goal kick for Oakland. Speak to Colin Smith's consistency. Coming into this game, nobody in this Phoenix Rising side, except for Smith, had played more than 1,300 minutes in the championship this year. He has been the main man, the 21-year-old from Texas, by way of Florida, family from Alabama, much travel. Oakland start with the ball over the top for Julian Bravo. Skip a line for Peter Wilson, defended well by Braxton Montgomery. He handles it, does the 18-year-old Wilson. 6 foot 146, but he plays a lot bigger. Big, broad shoulders, strong lower body. Quayshaw tucking back, and he finds Montgomery again as Phoenix settle on the build-up. Still 64% of the ball for the away side here tonight. Avievu touching the midfield center circle, wide right for Smith. Stepping inward, that's a giveaway. Wilson's on the run. Wilson's defended by Asenge. Wilson's been given room to strike poorly. Pushed well wide. He wanted to go to the bottom corner to Rakowski's right, and his ball ended up outside of the 6-yard box. Still scoreless 17th minute.
Listen, if you're Colin Smith, that's a truly poor giveaway, but the absolute correct 99th percentile decision to, instead of get aggressive and try to double on the ball to get it back, try to win your own mistake back. He makes the underlapping run, runs behind everybody in the action and shuts off not one but 2 passing lanes, forces a truly poor shot that goes 6 yards to the left of the post. That is the decision to make. It almost lets you excuse the poor pass. Not completely, though.
Ball over the top from Rakowski. That pass, that giveaway from Smith was the first action that really got Pamadou Ka, Phoenix's head coach, up off of his technical area in frustration. Good fit tonight from Pa. All black, but sporting a Louisville Slugger, not bat, but Muhammad Ali hoodie. I think it says GOAT on the back, maybe in honor of the greatest.
It's a Hugo Boss hoodie, too.
It's kind of elite. Penny Feilhaber is in an all-camo jumpsuit, it looks like. It's kind of awesome as well. Ball down the line, Maury Donor offside. That may have been Armanakis. Check that. Donor had dropped in. Armanakis had stepped high and wide. You will not see him do that a lot. He is as tried and true of a number 10 as you will get in the USL Championship. And who won the title with Phoenix in 2023, was a midseason acquisition for Rising under Juan Guerra. Avievu, left side, halfway between the midfield stripe and the 18-yard box. Back into the center circle, Asela Senge. Wide right, Colin Smith looks to cross early. Forgoes his choice and heads backward.
Oakland has opted to drop into basically a back 5 look now against Phoenix, and their front 3 is just sitting patiently waiting for their moment, but the Oakland back five is going to be hard to break because they don't give you a lot of space. That's what they do. They compact the space between themselves. They don't stretch out their lines. If it's a high three or if it's a low three, that back five connects and links within 20 yards of their furthest player up the pitch now in defense. If they're not going to press, they're going to get very tight, and it's hard to break those as a team on the other side.
Since the month of June, and this is a tough nut to crack, by the way, Benny Feilhaber's team have conceded the least goals in the championship and have the 5th best expected goals against. They have been a defensive dynamo. Since Benny's arrival, Hackshaw tried to dribble beyond Sacco, couldn't do so.
You know what would be a bigger dynamo? The word dynamo since we played Houston like 3 months ago. I don't think we said the word until Houston came to town, and suddenly everything's a dynamo.
Well, you know,
can anything be a dynamo?
Abievu, he's taken a touch. He's Phoenix's real dynamo.
True.
Header won by Hackshaw, back for Smith. What's another MLS thing we can use? Not that we're, you know, MLS people, but earthquake?
Well, I was going to say we're near San Jose, one in Rome. That quakes.
Was it this stadium or was it Candlestick that was the host of the earthquake at the World Series?
Candlestick.
Yeah. Thought I could fit a little 2-for-1.
Close, no cigar.
Wilson's on the ball, center circle. Wide right he goes for the run of Maury Donor, who's been incensed on this right wing for Oakland Roots. Driving into the attacking third. Well defended by Formella. It will be a corner kick. Donor could not get beyond Phoenix's attacking left winger tracking back. It's got to be such a tough job. He's going to have to deal with Donor all game.
I mean, Formella makes an absolute lung-busting run to complete that tackle, throws Donor to the ground, but it is clean all the way through. He had the ball by about a yard, throws his body on the line. That's perfect for Formella. That's perfect for Donor to break it. Now they get a corner off of it, but beautiful defending. He has another 65, 70 minutes, though, to do that against Donor and crew.
First corner of the night for Oakland. They play it short. It's now into the line for Donor, crossing up for the back post. Smith heads away. Only as far as Bravo, just outside the 18. Nodded back Armanakis. First time ball pushed up for Hackshaw. Arrives and touches inside the area. Takes it out of the space for Gomez. Bravo. Clipped in ball. Good touch. Markvelishvili shot. Skyward as it gets, and that took a deflection. I think off of Colin Smith. So it will be another corner for the home side here tonight.
1000% took a deflection. That ball ricocheted probably 30 feet into the air. Now Phoenix has to do what's been sort of shaky for them as of the last month. They cleaned it up, but corner kicks and set piece defense was the issue at the beginning of the year. It subsided in the middle when things were good, and now on an up and down stretch, it's returned to the forefront of how can we get better. This is a thing that we can fix.
In swung ball on the way. 22nd, it's well delivered away by Asenge inside the 6. Back for Armanakis, out swinging ball, it's well placed. Pushed back up to Elmas Noy and cleared away by Saint. Margarita's hold up, not good. And he's played a poor pass to Oakland here. Formella is through. Formella is running 3-on-3 with Phoenix, looking to attack Armanakis. Defensively did so well to track as Oakland snuff out the Phoenix counter. Other way by Arawanga. Armanakis doing it on both ends, won by Montgomery. Along the lines by Arawanga, again on the ball for the Roots. Babosi. Taking the ground is Elmas Noy. There's a foul, a free kick. A couple of easy ones to start for Joe Dickerson, the head referee tonight in yellow.
Now Phoenix has to clean up their possession if they're going to create any real quality chances on the net.
Good ball in the box for Wilson. Takes his touch. Back for Armanakis. Panos heavy touch. Taken off of it by Quaisho. Just a little bit off does Armanakis feel tonight. He's been good defensively. He's picked up the ball deep, but further up the pitch, the touch has been a little heavy. Pressure by Sacco. That ball went over the touchline. Phoenix have it in the attacking third.
I think that Panos might be pressing a little bit. There's a lot on the line for a guy like that. He knows what's at stake in a game like this, and he's someone who comes out and he wants to make a statement. He didn't get to play when Memphis came to 38th in Washington last year after he had been traded. He stayed on the bench the entire time. He was an unused sub. You know he wanted to play that night. This is his opportunity to play. He gets a start. He's been on a roll. His form is good. He might just press a little bit in an effort to have that performance against his former club.
Understandably so.
Absolutely.
Of course. Throw in for Oakland after Phoenix gave it away.
He can't do it against Memphis. Memphis folded, so now his true former club that he can play against is Phoenix Rising.
Memphis did indeed fold. It's a tough end for 901. Asenge's touch. Phoenix have possession again in the 24th. Still scoreless. This is further aiding Kevin's pregame narrative that Rising need to score first. Ball in behind, looking for the run of Sacco, cleaned up by McIntosh, the goalkeeper inside the area. Poor throw, poorly placed by Bravo. It's a bad giveaway by Roots.
I don't even think the throw was poor. I thought that there was a lot of space given there by McIntosh. You just don't get to the ball.
4 shots for each team, still not one on target. So Rising, who did not put one on frame all of last week against Lexington on the 4th of July.
115 minutes, no shots on goal so far.
It's a lot of minutes.
It's a lot.
Quayshow, back heel. Montgomery, back pass. Possession, 60-40 Phoenix. Smith in the attacking half for Emmers. Right side, heels on the chalk. Backward he goes. Colin Smith finds Asenge. Phoenix has played most of this game inside of Oakland's half. Oakland has been dangerous on the counter. Quayshow. Smith, more possession for Rising in the center circle. Asel Asenge clipped up over the top. Formella running, Donor chasing. Formella trying to keep it there. He forces Donor into a bad pass. One deep Avayevu, colliding with Armenakis, cleared away by Panos, the 210s. Touch up in the middle. He's got a foul?
Maybe a reversal on the out-of-bounds decision there.
There was a whistle. It's a free kick, I believe, for Oakland. No, Donor is going to the touchline. I think the 4th official may have stepped in. Good eyes, Kev. Tough view all the way across the pitch from our vantage on the left touchline of Oakland right now. But by far and away, no contest across the USL Championship. This is the best angle to watch a game in the league.
It's gorgeous.
Nice and low, but not too low. High, central. Great view. Armenakis, a perfect finding pass for Gomez. And now more space for Bravo down the left, into the 18. Bravo to the byline, crossing up for Wilson, then for Donor! Off the post and in for the right back, Maury Donor. He has become a key man for Oakland. He strikes first in the 27th minute. Oakland score first, and that makes it a very tall task going forward for Phoenix Rising, Kevin Cardes.
And it feels like it was on the way. I mean, we've only played 27 minutes, and Maury Donor was the guy who was breaking the final third every time. Every entry was on the foot of Maury Donor, whether it was off a received pass from Armenakis and through. That time, it was Julian Bravo. Maury Donor knocked, and eventually blew the entire house down. That's a beautiful goal. He cleans up a miss off the woodwork, gets the ball into the back of the net. Phoenix fails to score first, and now they do something, or they will attempt to do something that has been a struggle in 2025 and 2024, winning from behind, especially when you concede the first goal. Tall task is, I'd say, a light way to put it.
Rising have restarted play. This crowd is fairly loud despite this stadium's superb size. Go down to the touchline. Sammy O'Brien had a perfect view of it. Sammy, it's a continuing problem for Phoenix defending in a shape.
Yeah, it definitely has. As we've talked about time in and time out, Phoenix still has not started the same back line throughout the entirety of this championship season. And it just feels like, especially tonight, it's been really sloppy on multiple ends. I can count 6 or 7 times where it's really been sloppy, kind of past their turnovers, and it leads into a final third entry and a potential chance for Oakland. And there again, kind of sloppiness, and Phoenix kind of felt caught off guard on that attack by Oakland. And then bang, they're down 1-0.
Sam, thanks. Kevin, it's just what you talked about, right? Like, just his moments of disorganization that have taken this team out. Smith in behind after a long stretch of possession, I should say. For Phoenix, goal kick won by Oakland. Hackshaw did well to defend. Rising just always, it feels like, once or twice a game, they give the opposition something, and if that team is willing to take it, it's not good news for Phoenix.
And I think it's because Phoenix struggles to handle the searching ball. And my definition of that right now is the long ball that gets clipped from a left back or a right back that skips over one or two lines, and suddenly Maury Doner's in the final third, and you have Julian Bravo crashing down the left side, and you don't know what to do, and everybody's panicking, and that's what you struggle with when you don't start the same defensive back line over and over. There's no consistency.
Avievu up for Sacco, taking a risk, cleared away by Bravo. Phoenix won it high. It's well done by Sion Emmers. Rising throw, left side, attacking third, 30th minute of the game. 1-0 down. Maury Doner's goal in the 27th, assisted by Julian Bravo. Doner's first of the season among both the teams he has played. Margarita could not get beyond the defensive frame of Bravo. Touches back, Gomez, won by Emmers over the touchline. Throw in Oakland. They get the first real big chance of this game. First shot on target, first goal.
Rising, despite having no shots on target so far, it still has .29 expected goals. They've had an opportunity which was deemed, hey, there could have been a little something there, but man, Oakland, they just did enough time and time again to finally break down that final third defense. And when you have a back line that is prone to a lapse, all you have to do is keep trying.
Bravo, again, that Rising chance that Kevin deemed worth a little was the Margarita ball that stung off the post that could have given Phoenix a dream start inside 15 minutes. Armanakis, right side on his left, lays one back. Kai Green, who we mentioned the travels of Nabil Hackshaw, the center back for Oakland in the pregame show. We'll have to get back to that. Armanakis for Doner in the area, squares for Wilson. He snuffed his chance. Peter Wilson was left alone 6 yards from frame, and he left his ankle a little too open. That ball from Doner on a platter, and Peter Wilson couldn't put it in the back of the net.
Just more sloppy, untimely defending. Finding that time it was central. It wasn't even the back post. Jacob Wilson was just left dead alone in the center of the park. You can't let that happen.
Jacob Wilson?
Peter Wilson. Sorry, there's a starting shortstop.
Jacob Wilson does play for the A's.
I'm MLB brand right now.
GCU legend, Jacob Wilson, if I'm correct?
That's what some say.
Colin Smith has the throw in for Phoenix after a long ball came over the top. 32nd minute. Smith, Emmers, Avievu, Saint. Phoenix can switch play. Montgomery stepping high into the attacking half is Braxton. Puts the sole of his foot on the ball. Oh, we're really to go. Braxton Montgomery playing backward, as he does a lot. No center back in the championship plays a more negative pass than Braxton Montgomery. That is perhaps down to the support that Phoenix has with progressors around him. Masenge, late whistle. Probably the right call in the end from Joe Dickerson as Kai Green was taken to ground. So on Kai Green, we mentioned it a little bit earlier with the number 15, Nabil Hackshaw, the vice captain for Roots. 20th in starts and minutes among current players in the USL Championship. Kai Green has a beat. He is one of only 15 active players with 20,000 or more minutes in the league. As Rising turn them over, Sacco dancing, Margarita gets a touch in the box, looking to clip a ball up to the back post. Avievu, that's in! Is that a goal? No goal, that's a foul. And a yellow card. So the ball came crossed up high from Margarita, and very clearly Kendall McIntosh had the ball in his hands 2 yards away from his goal mouth. Avievu came crashing in and put the ball in the back of the net. It will not count. McIntosh handle, going for the claim. He has that ball.
Yellow card has
and it is a yellow card for Avievu, still 1-0.
And Avievu was just already in motion by the time that McIntosh had the ball in his mitts. It's one of those things where if you're Avievu, you want to commit to the ball, right? The ball's in the air. You're not really looking at timing up, hey, is this going to be in his gloves by the time that I get there? And you're throwing yourself at it. He throws himself at it, and by the time he looks up, and the ball's in Jordan McIntosh's gloves, Kendall McIntosh's gloves. It's just a rough beat there for Avievu, but it's not the wrong play.
Saint fouls Wilson. No, Wilson fouls Saint. Phoenix play quick and give it away. Emmers has to foul an Oakland root man, Gomez. Pamanuka can't believe that. Armanakis is Oakland play quickly. Panos pushing the ball into the attacking third. onto his left. He's taken to ground. It's won by Phoenix. Fairly so. Formella wants to switch play for Margarita. Poorly read by Hackshaw. Hackshaw slips. Margarita taking his time, running one-on-one. Gets onto his right foot. Margarita looks to serve, wins a corner. Well done by Journal, 1v1 defensively with Naveal Hackshaw. Can I finish my number now? Hackshaw and Green have combined for 442 championship starts, 487 appearances, and nearly 40,000 minutes between just the two of them. This Phoenix Rising team as a whole, every player that has played this year has less than that combined. Those two players have more total minute starts and appearances than the entire Phoenix roster. Quaysho's gonna take, as we get you back to the real world, 35th minute. 10 minutes from time in the first half, a 1-0 lead for Oakland. Joe Dickerson will stop play. There are, help me with the math here, Kevin. There were maybe 15 or 16 players inside the 6-yard box.
Yeah. Slowly it's been sorted out, though. A few rising bodies shift out. Looks like Formella, Saint, and Asenge, but now they crash back in. You see Asenge enter the 6-yard box again.
Third corner of the night for Phoenix. Quayshow to take, arms at his side, lifting one in, up towards the back post, punched by McIntosh. Poorly played. Back for Montgomery, and Phoenix still have the ball. Smith, a recycle. Wide left, they look for Margarita, given away. Defensively well done by Elmas Noy. Taken possession by Rwanga, switching play. Quayshow a touch. Lifting up over his head, Avievu. Good first touch, poor second touch. Cleaned up by Gomez. And now Bravo down the left side for Roots. Into the attacking half, towards the 18-yard box. Bravo skips through, finding the feet. A neat touch from one of the men in the attacking portion of the pitch. Elmas Noy fouls one of the Phoenix midfielders, Emmers, but Elmas Noy turned out of trouble and then ran into more. Free kick, Phoenix down 1-0.
Oakland still remains dangerous. It feels like whenever Phoenix tries to put their foot in the gas pedal and just take control of the game, knock, and try to blow the house down on their own terms, Oakland gets that one counterattack that goes, hey, by the way, we're still here, and we're still in the lead, and the scoreboard still says 1-0. Over and over and over, they just keep reasserting themselves in the match.
By the way, that Wilson chance that he missed earlier on in the game, that one from 6 yards out, an XG, which is how often you're expected to score a goal out of 100 tries, of .67. So he is expected to score that goal 67 out of 100 attempts. He did not on that attempt. Rising, running forward. Margarita down the right. Into the path of Avievu, who goes for goal. He misses it high and wide.
Then scan the QR code coming up on the video board to purchase our special Billy Joe Armstrong bobblehead ticket package.
Goal kick for
Receive
Oakland
a
Roots.
very limited edition bobblehead and a 510 sideline ticket to our next home game versus Orange County SC on Saturday.
Oakland's had the better chances so far, and when you're taking shots like that at nearly negative angles from Avievu, it feels like you're pressing, and there's so much soccer left to play. It's the 37th minute. You got 10 more until you have to cash in for a halftime, and you got 45 on the way after that. I don't like taking a desperate shot like that when you're down a goal, but you got almost an hour left to go.
Bravo skipping a line, turning away Elmas Noy, finds the overlapping run to the right center back, Kai Green, feet of Armenakis. This is the change that Oakland have made since June started. Closer, tighter, more involved as a back line. Till that ball from Bayo Rwanga, who lifts it high in the air and over the touchline. He must have caught a fly or lie or something.
Must have been the wind. I mean, I don't know. That one soared so far, but you mentioned it. There's maybe 22, 23 yards between their furthest back player and their most advanced player in possession. They're playing so compact and they're moving in phases almost. It's kind of special.
Quayshow in a foot race with Markvelishvili. Markvelishvili had a 5-yard head start. That helped him a lot. That hit the referee. He will stop play. Oakland will keep it. 20 or so yards. How hard is that to do to keep your team that compact, that tight.
That organization takes so much buy-in from everyone on the pitch, from your number 9 who's been told, hey, you can't go Roman Poach, I need you to stick back and play with everybody else, to your center backs who are used to dropping back and passing back and forth laterally left and right. You need buy-in from all 10 outfield players, and that is exactly what is happening right now in Oakland, and you don't get that all the time.
39th minute, 1-0 Roots. Oakland did not play quickly. As the ball went on the ground, Formella picked it up for Phoenix, ran towards goal. Referee stopped play. So they have to restart it. Oakland does so. Armanakis cleaned up Asenge, stepping forward. Saint in behind. Formella. Kai Green was there first. Back for McIntosh, up over the top for the run of Donor. Dealt with by Quayshow. Phoenix throw, left side, far side. Saint, Smith, right side rising. A rave forward for the right back. Margarita cutting inward, defended by Gomez, backward for Carl Saint. The 6 looking up and behind, couldn't find Margarita's feet. And now Elmas Noy for Oakland can progress. Emmers takes him to ground, that's a yellow card. Cynical but smart for the Belgian. He is the second rising man in the book tonight.
I don't mind it. Listen, Oakland has been pressing on the counter time and time again. Emmer sees his opportunity just to throw his shoulder and say, hey, let's stop this one dead in its tracks. He takes the yellow card and throws it in the book. But it's a tactical one, and it's one that Phoenix probably needed, especially with, 5 minutes left to go in the half. Try to book this one into halftime and stop the bleeding.
Over the top, cleaned up by Quayshow.
Phoenix Rising SC yellow card issued to number 80, Sion Emmers. Card issued in the 40th minute.
Avievu taking off the ball, Rising have a throw. They trail in this game 1-0. That has been the story of this winless run in the league for Phoenix. There's a foul. Rising had gone on a 5-game unbeaten run heading into the later portion of June. In that 5-game unbeaten run, they'd scored 9 goals, they'd conceded 3. In this 3-game league winless run, they've scored just twice and conceded 6 times. They've not been able to have a killer mentality in front of net and score goals, much to the chagrin of their manager, Pamadou Ka. He's talked a ton about that in midweek media availabilities over the last couple of weeks. One high Oakland, Donor, central, back for Bayaruwanka, lifting wide right for Armanakis, the creative playmaking number 10. Defended by Formella, backward he goes. That's better from Phoenix out wide. Ball over the top, nobody running. Rakowski a free chance to pick it up.
You talked about how Pamadou Ka has often talked about, especially in the midweek media, about having that killer mentality, but it's also lead assistant Darnell King. He came to our corner and talked to us after the game where they dropped in and conceded 3 goals in the stretch of about 90 seconds against Detroit City at home 2.5 months ago, and said we had victory at our feet and we couldn't just collapse, we couldn't kill, we couldn't finish it off. Everybody in the staff knows what needs to happen.
Margarita making his way forward, looking in behind for Sacco, won by Margvelashvili. Back in the possession of Oakland, and then back in the possession of Phoenix as Margarita wins it off of Daniel Gomez. Margvelashvili last week was a fantastic ad for Oakland. This Rising give another away. Armanakis making his way into the box. Avievu tracking back. Wilson stepping forward. He's offside. Well defended by Asela Senge. It was a poor giveaway in the center of the park by Phoenix Rising. Armanakis and Wilson were 2-on-2. And Asenge just backed off, stepped up at the perfect time to force the offside flag to fly. Donor couldn't win the header. Formella high up the pitch, a backheel effort for Sacco. Sacco dancing through, Sacco taken to ground, no foul. An easy decision for Joe Dickerson in the end, a quick subtle wave of the ball. And Oakland have possession, headed the other way, leading by a goal in the 43rd minute by Rwanga. Green skips the line, Armanakis, plays one wide, Donor. Cutting back, Panos has it again. And Roots possessed with Margvelashvili, Kevin Cardes.
On that breakaway, you talked about Asenge, he just completely crowbarred that 2-on-2 attack there, threw himself right in the middle of every action lane that could have came, and then Avievu was the one who broke down the middle of the pitch and shut off any other opportunity to get a direct shot on goal. This beautiful 2-man tandem that broke up any opportunity that was on the way for Oakland and the Roots. Super close there for them, and more sloppy play from Phoenix, but it's timely defending from the stars in the back line like Asela Senge that keep this one even in range.
Elmas Noy turns away from trouble in the midfield for Oakland, finding the feet of Armenakis in the center circle. Forward they come off this right side once more, clipped in behind for Donor, who's run his way to the byline. Backward pass Armenakis, plenty of space for Panos to serve. Rakovsky, weakly palms, but well done in the end. Margarita taken off foot by Ruwanga, shoots, blocked by Asenge. Margarita off for Emmers, Phoenix keep. Smith touches, and Saint possesses off the pass. Middle pitch, Formella, Avievu, Saint, Phoenix, there's a foul. Saint pushed by Ruwanga to the ground. It's a free kick for Oakland just inside the center circle.
You gotta wonder if Joel Margarita's tired right now. That shouldered ball that he sent him back to Zane Emmers that Colin Smith cleaned up just looked so tired. He sort of flung his body at it, trying to keep the ball in touch and in play, and he did, but it just looks like he might be gassed. He's played a lot of international football over the last month, and now you're asking him to do a big task in terms of starting this championship game.
A little bit of off-ball contact. Sako went to ground, Margvelashvili took him with him. Margvelashvili told Isan Sako to get up. Oakland have possession. Ball over the top for the stretching legs of Ali Elmas Noy, the 20-year-old Oakland Academy project. One of many in this team that have come through this Roots Academy project 510. Forward comes Avievu, slipping in behind for Sako. Nestled well by Donor defensively. Left up Armenakis, touchback Green, defeated by Ruwanga. Again, Oakland survive. Gomez, Hackshaw, switching from right to left in the 45th minute. We'll see how much stoppage time is to come here from the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum in the first half. Armenakis, center circle, head up Wilson. Back for Panos. We will have just 2 minutes in the first half.
Here in the first half.
Green steps away from Formella, gets it onto his right, finds Elmas Noy, left side Bravo. Into the attacking third, first time ball for Wilson, stretch. Just a little out of his reach. It's a throw-in for Rising. Deep inside their own half on the far left side of Phoenix's attacking shape. Can they wait and can they find the final chance of this first half? Skipping lines Formella, who's come more centrally, fouled by Margvelashvili. Phoenix have a free kick. 40 seconds beyond the 45. They play quickly, under hit, wanted Margarita. Emmers sweeps, Rising possess. Poorly placed pass from Asenge. Armenakis, well defended by Asenge, makes up for his blunder. Quaisho, head up, long ball. Sako didn't make the run. Green has possession, the captain tonight for Oakland Roots in the absence of their typical captain, Tyler Gibson, who's on the bench. Donor drives beyond Avievu. Can Oakland find one more opportunity? By Ruwanga. Donor down the right. Early ball into the box. It's looking for Wilson. It's defended by Asenge. And it's a corner kick to come for Roots. The final 30 seconds of the opening 45 minutes. From the East Bay, Oakland, California. A 1-0 lead for Oakland Roots. A goal in the 27th minute from Maury Donor, the right wing back. And Oakland looking spiffy and perhaps well on their way to a fourth consecutive victory for the first time in club history. Armenakis to take. He'll swing it in on his left, up into the 6, claimed by Rakovsky. Will Rising get one more chance? The answer is no. Joe Dickerson blows his whistle twice.
First half of play.
We have played 45 minutes. Kevin Cardes, Phoenix with more of the ball, 62%. But they have created less of the opportunities in this game and trail 1-0 because of it.
It just feels like sloppy play on the back line just continues to plague a team that needs consistency. They need a stretch where they just look dominant for 90 minutes and maybe even more, maybe stretch it over a few games. When you're not clicking on defense, it makes it so much harder to crash and counter and be potent on attack. you've watched Gerald Margarita get completely unaccessed for essentially 45 minutes. Gerald Margarita just sitting idly in that right side half space, and when they get to him, good things happen. When they get to Emmers on that right side drifting, good things happen, but Phoenix needs to be more connected and cleaner in the second half to come out and find not only a leveler, but perhaps 3 points with the go-ahead goal.
We'll talk about it at the halftime show coming up here on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network. Rising 0, Oakland 1 from the Oakland Coliseum in California. Here, we'll be back.
Tuku's in. Arteaga!
You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey Phoenix Rising fans, this is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tire simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
Join in on the Sports Zoo on your ride home from work with Dave Rooster Bierstein. Join Rooster as he lays down what's happening around sports and makes it clear what's on his mind.
Oh my.
Catch the day's craziest stories and some of the latest numbers from the sports books across the valley. The Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a wild option.
Weekdays 5 to 6 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Coming up Monday on the lunch break, how did the Diamondbacks fare in their 3-game set against the Cincinnati Reds? Did they keep the good times rolling, or was it 1 step forward and 2 steps back? Plus, they've got the GM. They've got the coach. The summer of Durant is in full swing. What is the latest on the Suns and their plans with KD? All of it, Monday's edition of the lunch break, 11 to 1, right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Attention all clones. The Jim Rome Show is here for you every day here on KDUS AM 1060.
Lots to get done. Welcome to the program.
Listen in as Rome dives into the biggest sports headlines of the day. From final scores, player contracts and trades, team prospects, and even a spicy take or two. The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. every weekday here on KDUS AM 1060.
That's the trick.
Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app. James Out West, your home for sports down here in the desert. Join James and Pat the Stat Guy as they recap the weekend and dive deep into the numbers for the NFL, NBA, college sports, and more.
That's 5 seasons of 1,200 yards.
Player stats, team numbers, and contracts are just the start of the discussion for James and Pat.
He started 815 career games. He threw 749 complete games.
There's no hiding when it comes to stats. It's James Out West every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Now we go back to the field to break down the first half action with the Rising Radio halftime report on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Rising Radio Network. The halftime report, Phoenix trails 1-0 after 45 minutes. Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez. There's a concert going on down on the pitch. It is Mr. Fab. He is a local artist. They are keeping this place going, so we will try and move along with it. Kevin, the problem has been Phoenix Rising. 3 consecutive halves of sloppy stuff defensively and poor on the ball and unable to create going forward.
Yeah, it's poor football. I mean, you just described 5 of maybe the most important tenets of playing winning, attacking forward soccer. They're not clean defensively. When they find the final third, they're not connected in the final third. They're playing poor passes backwards that turn into really healthy offensive chances for the Roots. And in between all of that, when they finally have settled possession, Oakland finds a way every single time to go, hey, by the way, still here, still knocking. They'll break out. It'll be Maury Donor every single time breaking down that right-hand side, and he'll just create a beautiful chance in front of the mouth of the net. There is an argument that it should be 3-0 Oakland Roots right now. It's not, because of beautiful and timely defending from guys like Hope Avayevu, guys like Asela Senge, good timely staying on his line work from Patrick Rakowski, who has done enough to ward shots 6 yards to the left of the net. They've done enough to stay in this one. Now, can you turn a poor 45 into a transformative 45 in the second half?
Donor's first goal in the USL championship since October of last year. That's the difference right now between these two teams. But when you look at it, and I'll bring up something that Pamadou Ka said last year, or over the course of this season multiple times, you find out the character and the ability of a good team by how they look when they are playing poorly, and that is what we have seen for Phoenix now for almost a month.
Yeah, and I feel like outside of the Charleston game that just got away from them, listen, they played a very tight, contested first 45 against Charleston. They looked competent. You just fell to a Goliath. I don't think that there has been a time in which they have looked outmatched necessarily in the last month. I think that they have played to the moment time and time again, but it's been the small moments that have led up to deaths by 1,000 cuts over and over and over. That's what Oakland does. That's sort of their brand of football that they've played over the last month and a half as they've gone on a roll, right? Find a way to reassert yourself in the game itself. If you can find a way to recreate your identity tonight, it'll show that you have the ability to turn it around, because we mentioned it when they went down 1-0. One thing that they just haven't done in 2025 is win when they start from behind. If they can do that, everything turns around.
So really quickly, if you're making a change for Phoenix, whether tactically or personnel, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you?
I don't think that you need to switch out anyone on the pitch necessarily right now. I think that you need to get wider. I think that they're playing too close to each other, and what they do, and the issue over the last month is that I think that they commit too hard to a hand side, right? If they're going to go down left, they're not going to switch play. They're going to keep breaking down left until they lose the ball, and then if they choose to go right the next time, they'll stick on the right. Find a way to be metronomic. Go left to right. Use Carl Fred Saint in the way that he was signed to do. Shuttle from left to right, move side to side, because when you start breaking down the lines and shuffling Oakland around, which is what they don't want to do, they want to stay tight and compact and constricted, you might find your chance on the net.
So Phoenix Rising trail at the break, 1-0 to Oakland Roots. We'll come back. We'll give you out-of-town scoreboard and some stats here on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
As Uzuchukwu's in. Arteaga!
You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL Champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey Phoenix Rising fans, this is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tires simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
Join in on the Sports Zoo on your ride home from work with Dave Rooster Bierstein. Join Rooster as he lays down what's happening around sports and makes it clear what's on his mind.
Oh my.
Catch the day's craziest stories and some of the latest numbers from the sports books across the valley. The Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a wild option.
Weekdays 5 to 6 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
You're listening to the Rising Radio Halftime Report on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Halftime Report. Phoenix Rising trail by 1-0 on the road in Oakland. Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez. We take you around the league. There were 2 Friday games, Kev. North Carolina, who've been flying high in the Eastern Conference, they got down 3-0 to Birmingham. Former Rising man Danny Trejo got on the score sheet not once, but twice, as did Ronaldo Damas in a perfect storm for Birmingham. They survived a late North Carolina barrage to win 3-2. Monterey get back on track with a 2-1 win against Orange County. And then the scores from around the league today. Another loss for Rhode Island FC as Williams scores for Indy 11. Aiden Quinn, another assist. Hartford get a win over Detroit, who continue to drop in the standings to Detroit City FC. 1-1 between Miami and Lexington. They left it late for Corey Burke to score the goal. They are in good form. That is another team that Rising is getting chased down by Barn Burner in Tulsa, Oklahoma. 4 goals for Tulsa, 3 goals for Las Vegas. Those 2 teams scoring for fun, which is not really what those 2 teams do, bud.
Yeah, and Tulsa, when they've played Phoenix, has not been that team that's poached a lot of goals. It was Arthur Rogers' last gasp attempt in the 80th minute that allowed them to draw and steal 2 points back from Phoenix. They leveled that one off 1-1 just a month ago against Phoenix Rising. That's one of those moments where you look back and go, what if? I mean, those 3 points would have been so huge in the table race for Phoenix, because now, as results stand, knotted up at 20 points apiece with Oakland, Phoenix sits at just 8th in the table, just above the playoff line. Las Vegas dropping this barn burner, as you put it, 4-3 to Tulsa, puts them at 18 points right below the playoff line in 9th. Now everything compacting in the West, and on top of that, San Antonio and New Mexico United slowly elevating above the table on their own right.
And by the way, what a blessing it is for Las Vegas Lights. 2 goals from Sean Smart, who's back in the side here for Las Vegas. A 1-0 win for San Antonio, 95th minute winner for Luke Hawkinson. Just gets harder and harder for Tampa Bay Rowdies. 0-0 at halftime in the game of the week. Charleston and New Mexico, who came in as the conference second-place teams here tonight. We've got another game that's going to start at some point tomorrow, Pittsburgh and Loudoun, as we will step aside here for about 60 seconds. That was the halftime report on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Suzuku's in. Arteaga!
You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
With 45 minutes plus stoppage time to play for Phoenix Rising as they try and stop this slide in the Western Conference here. Second half getting set to start. Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez here on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network. A change for Phoenix as Braxton Montgomery, the teenager, exits and Ryan Flood steps into the game. That creates quite the topsy-turvy changes for Rising's personnel on the pitch.
Well, Ryan Flood, who's played striker over in Ireland, is not going to play as a center back tonight. Instead, Quayshaw, in my opinion, will probably join the midfield and step up as the 8. Emmers will drop back as the 6, and Ryan Flood will play off the left, trying to strengthen the defense. But Quayshaw, when he was roaming early in the first 20 minutes of the game, was maybe the best player on the pitch of anyone between the 2 teams. He was roaming left to right. He was surging forward into that final third. I think that Pa saw that, said, I want more of it. I need more of it. Trusting Ryan Flood to hold his end defensively and progress through Emmers to Quayshow, linking up in the midfield. Try to access your final third and find Isadino Sako in front of the mouth of the net.
What are the odds, and I say this only looking right now at the current formation that Phoenix is set up in, which is everything is the same except Saint has dropped in as a center back. What are the odds that Ryan Flood could be playing in the midfield here? If you don't think it's likely at all, feel free to say as such.
It looks likely. I mean, look how they're set up. Listen, the office thinks that Ryan Flood can do a lot of things and be a lot of different roles. But it looks like maybe he's stepping back. There's 5 guys back now for Phoenix. It's interesting.
We'll watch the space. That will be something that would be very unique for Phoenix Rising.
5-2-3 currently.
4-3-3, 4-4-2 when it's been dire for Phoenix this year. They have not gone to a back 3 in 2025. Second half has started. Oakland have kicked off, heading left to right as the sun starts to set by the sea. Tucked wide, Julian Bravo, instantly forward. PA guy is just locked in, 20 seconds in. Long ball, poor touch. And Peter Wilson has come out, by the way, as well. So thank you, PA guy, for being locked in. They have replaced him with Jose Sinisterra. Less of a natural hold-up play, number 9, much more of a runner. Quayshow got it from Flood. Flood got it from Quayshow and lifts it long, up over the top, dealt with by Mark Velishvili. So Kevin, I think Ryan Flood is a center back and a back 4. As Sako tucks through, whips wide right. This is Margarita on the venture. Push one into the box for Avievu, swept away by McIntosh. Further cleared 60 seconds in. Rising did well to create an early chance, Kevin Cardes.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan Flood's a center back, and now you just try to defend, I guess, a little more. You can see Quayshow stepping up a little bit. He's definitely going to be a little more progressed and advanced, but Ryan Flood, he's playing center back.
Maury Donner down the right, where Quayshow had vacated. Elmasnoy, Armanakis, Elmasnoy, turned by Avievu. Backward he goes for the captain, Kai Green. Feet of Sinisterra. Nifty touch to get away from Saint. Pushed wide, path of Donner. Heels on the touchline, attacking third, Maury Donner. Driving towards the end line, low cross, Flood couldn't clear it. And it is a corner kick for Oakland Roots.
And maybe this is a switch to have the flexibility on the field where you have the personnel now. You don't need to make a substitution. If something's not working and you can switch into that back 3 that they've done when they're on the chase in dire situations, this could be the move where you have everybody on the pitch. Whatever Paz told them, hey, look for this. They can swap into that and chase effectively.
Never this early have they gone to the shape, though.
No, never.
Armanakis joined by Gomez. Panos will step over. Gomez will take a right-footed outswinger. 4th corner of the night for Oakland. Pushed heavily into the path, cleared away by Formella. Emmers is hobbled. Emmers is down inside his own box. They will stop play. He is holding his right ankle, the Belgian is. Ball came thumping away towards the penalty spot. It was smashed down on the ground, and I think in a little bit of a heap of bodies. Sion Emmers may have come away worse for wear.
That's not good as Greg Spence makes the long jog out. Immediately every player in Rising Red called out for the physio to come make the run. Looks like maybe he got stepped on, but Emmers is in a lot of pain.
They may need him. Depth in the midfield. Not too much for Phoenix in this game. Jamison Ping is on the bench. Charlie Dennis, who has played as a virtuoso right winger over the last couple of weeks or so, can play certainly in the midfield as well. They can do some weird shape shifting if they want to bring somebody else on, but just is not much for this Phoenix team that has lost so many players to injury throughout the year. They had 5 on the injury report listed today. Pop Marboy, who's on his way back. Noble Akello. Throw in JP Skierce and Damian Rivera. Traore still not with the team long term. Even Remy Cabral as well. Everybody in red is around Emmers as he gets treated to by the head physio. Rising don't seem to be warming anybody up with too much intensity.
Well, for a moment, Dennis got up and he was moving fairly quickly. It'll be interesting to see what they think Emmers is going to do, whether he can stay in the game or not. But I think if I were in the shoes of the Gaff and I was thinking, what should I do? You already have Ryan Flood playing center back, and he's never really done that. I think that at least you can rely on the fact that Charlie Dennis has not just played in the midfield, but he's been one of the best midfielders in the entire championship when he was on, especially with the Roots. Although he played up top as a winger at times with them too. I think that Charlie Dennis is my choice, and I think that he might be up with his warm-up off.
It's good eyes. 50th minute, 1-0 Oakland, a long stoppage. You feel for the kid. 26-year-old Swiss-born Belgian youth international Xian Emmers, who arrived just at the beginning of this summer for Phoenix Rising. He had not played a lot towards the tail end of his time in Romania. He may be done 5 minutes in to this second half. That has taken some of the air out of the start of this game. Shape should remain the same, though, for Phoenix here.
I think so. I think maybe you just go 1-for-1 here in terms of shape and compatibility. You saw Ryan Flood run up a check on Isan Sako. They had a little conversation, and then Flood waved him off and told him to stay where he was. I'm not too sure what they're going to do here, but Sako sort of drifted out to the left now, and it looks like Forme may lead the line. So maybe there's a little shift coming in. It's hard to tell as the wind slowly bears down on the Coliseum. This is an absolute, I like the way you put it, it's a cauldron. Everything sort of echoes and ricochets, whether it's sound or wind. Everything feels more intense, especially when you're down at the ground level.
Emmers is off, Dennis is on. Mamadou Ka staring blankly off into the distance.
It's a bad beat.
Truly is. It'll be another player that could likely hit the injury list for Phoenix Rising. Another thorn in their side of this one as they try and chase from behind tonight in Oakland. Phoenix have failed to win their last 8 matches when conceding first in the championship. Their last a 2-1 win on the road in New Mexico. It was late in the 2024 season. Oakland have restarted us with a long ball over the top to Colin Smith's forehead. And we are off again. A long throw into the channel for Sinisterra to chase at. Well defended by Asenge. Phoenix have a throw in. Deep in their own half, right side. Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez, Sammy O'Brien down on the touchline. Hanging out with some giraffes over there in the right field foul pole line, really. He's not quite as tall as those giraffes.
Do you think Giambi hit one towards the giraffes at one point?
Which one?
Jason.
I know Jeremy didn't. Jason probably did. There's a foul in the middle of the park. Phoenix went long. Isan Sako came with a foot high into Kai Green. That's a free kick for Roots. 52nd.
I think the supporter section, the Los Roots for Oakland, they stand on a grass surface.
Is it called Los Roots, or are you just making that up?
No, I think it's Los Roots.
That's original. Over the top, Bravo's head. Won by Smith. First touch for Dennis. Into the path of Margarita, flicking a header along. Wanted the run of Formella, won by Mark Velishvili. Back for McIntosh. Formella giving chase. McIntosh heavy touch. It's a great ball, defended by Smith. Dennis in midfield. Up over the top, well defended by Bayruwanga. And now Sinisterra, who's got pace ablaze. Steps into the left channel. Running 1v1 with Asenge, spins off of him. Touched by Gomez, Sinisterra, El Masnoy. Sinisterra, Bravo, El Masnoy again. Armenakis takes it wide. Donor gets his touch. He's onside, defended by Quaisho, right side. Armenakis, same space. 1-0 Oakland, 54th. Green spins away from Sako. Donor, first time, Armenakis, defended by Flood. Armenakis lays one down well. Donor by the byline. Donor cutting back. Chance for a shot. It's over the bar. At the penalty spot was the substitute, Sinisterra. And he snuffed it too. Just as Wilson did in the first half. The striker for Oakland misses a clear-cut chance, and it stays 1-0.
I mean, once again, Phoenix now gets lucky that it's not 4-0 Oakland Roots. They've been blessed with so many opportunities in a game that's seen so many shape shifts, so many little thorns in the side of Phoenix. They're blessed to be within punching distance. Can they convert now and make it all worthwhile? I'm not too sure.
Middle Park, Gomez. Poorly given away. Sako rising, chasing Formella, and in on goal. He's offside. Regardless, it was so well defended on the chase by Kai Green. Phoenix Took advantage of an Oakland mistake. We didn't see that a lot in the first half. Formella just a step early.
You got the time to make it work, too. If you can make them pay on a few more mistakes, I mean, you can level this one. Phoenix has a chance. They're still in it. It's hard because it feels like everything's deflated for them right now. You watch Emmers go off, and there's so much excitement around the player who he can be. You can tell that injury just wasn't a knock. I mean, he came off. He couldn't really hold his own weight on that ankle, and so now you got to do it for Zian.
Sacco down for Avievu. Hope a heavy touch. One deeply by Elmas Noy. Donor. Did that take a deflection? Doesn't matter. Quaisho kept it in play. Who'd that go off of last? It went off of Emil Quaisho's ankle. Defended well by Armanakis. Sinistera. Donor dropping in. By Rwanga. That's a heavy pass. Margvelashvili has to chase. Formella is running with him. Margvelashvili clears. Two men that have played plenty of football in European competition coming together there. Sacco, Formella, turning, looking, laying for Dennis. Further wide for Colin Smith inside the area. Smith, one-on-one to the byline, clipping up. Sacco! Great stop, McIntosh. Kendall McIntosh claimed it on the ground. He dove well to the near post to his right and down. A good header from Sacco, denied by the goalkeeper in baby blue. Other way come Oakland. Armanakis, Elmas Noy, Sinistero running toward the space. Sinistero running toward the ball. It's going to chase away from the 18. He'll keep it in touch. He's onside, defended by Saint, attacking third Oakland, left side. Laid back, 56th minute, they lead 1-0 to the Roots. Looking for win number 4 in a row. Heavy touch by Rwanga, one by Dennis. Phoenix have numbers. Avievu's 4-on-3. Avievu, run of Formella. Avievu well defended by Kai Green. It was the run wide of Sacco, and Green, the experienced defender, took away the pass. This game now stretching a bit here.
That's what Phoenix needs to do. They need to stretch. They need to go left and right. They need to break these tight spaces and strongholds of Oakland.
Rakowski up off his line, heads one away. Smith clears it high. It was Gomez who made a run in behind that caused Rakowski to come off of his line outside of his area. Margarita in behind, left by Formella, too close to McIntosh, who will leave it as well. It's a goal kick for Oakland. Still 1-0 in favor of the home side.
One hell of a touch from Joe Margarita on that far side touchline. That was insane. The ball goes 20 yards into the area. He double skips it off his sole, puts it right down to ground, and then almost finds the run of Formella in the process. That is one of the most impressive touches that I've seen played in 2025. So close to something really coming off of it as well.
They need him more on the ball. Just 24 touches. We're almost an hour into this game. Touches, not direct touches taken per se, more so actions or involvements in a game, but still not enough for Rising's talismanic right winger. Oakland taking a long time to restart as Margarita doing his best Ousmane Dembele impersonation, trying to press like a linebacker off the edge. Oakland plays short, McIntosh goes long. Spun Sinistera, feet of Elmas Noy, tried something tricky. Worked out in the end by Rwanga. In behind Gomez, running, racing, reaching the ball. Gomez, Armanakis, left for Donor. Donor clips back Panos. Pushing the feet of Elmas Noy. Armanakis, wide right for Maury Donor in the attacking third. Armanakis and Donor playing 2v11 and just fine to do so. 59th, Elmas Noy, Donor. It's so fancy, it's so tricky, and there's no foul as Donor was brought to ground. Phoenix will look to run. Avievu, Dennis, countering is Rising, churning the other direction. Margarita racing toward the box. Dennis, a tricky touch along for Sacco in the 18. Sacco cutting to the byline, low and poorly hit. No runner was there. Oakland clear, Sinistero will chase. Senge will sweep. Still 1-0.
So close for Phoenix. Sacco almost finds the connection, but that low-driven pass goes through 3 or 4 Rising men, and it's left off for absolutely nobody.
But as this game becomes more and more end-to-end, Phoenix should surely favor their chances, Kev.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're coming more early and often, but the thing is, you need to do it in the next 2 or 3, not the next 6 or 7 chances. You need to get this done sooner rather than later.
Margarita Avievu, center of the park, just outside the box. Feet of Sacco, 1v1 with Donor. Sacco! It's a scorching finish into the far corner. He takes one touch past Donor, takes it on the inside of his right foot, and drives it beyond Kendall McIntosh to the far post. 1-1 in the East Bay. It is Isan Sacco's third of the season, and he lifts Rising to level ground.
Isan Sacco. Goal scored in the 60th minute.
Such a big moment for him to step up.
That's the strike, Ryan, and that's what you signed him for. You brought him here, and all we could talk about in the first month of the season was, this is a guy who's played in League One. He's played in one of the 5 best leagues in the world. He has pedigree. He did it a lot, and he is in his physical prime. Why is he here? That is why he's here. What a stinging strike. Just beats the outstretched paw of Kendall McIntosh. So timely, so clinical. That was the leveler. That was what they needed.
That ball stayed in touch as Phoenix foray forward once more. Margarita making his way up toward the box, too heavily hit. Sacco was late to make the run on the backside.
In the 75th and 80th minute, respectively.
Just past the hour mark. 1-1. 60th minute, Isan Sacco strikes for Phoenix. Dennis wanted high for Rising. Avievu. And now here's Formella dropping deep to number 29. Looking for room. Dennis back for Formella. One deep by Armanakis. Picks it up again, Despanos. Avievu challenges and wins the ball. Charlie Dennis, Margarita, Dennis again outside the box, looking for the run of Formella. Back post for Sacco. It slipped away. It's a crucial touch from Kai Green, says the referee. Kai Green just barely got a piece of it. And it's a corner kick for Phoenix Rising, Kevin Cardez, who have won the last 5 minutes and have made this a whole new game.
Sammy O'Brien and I talked about this over the last few weeks. There's something in soccer called the cool down period, and it's where when you score or get scored on, the 8 minutes after is when you are statistically most vulnerable to either concede or score again. Yep. This is the cool down period, and now Phoenix looks like they may not be the ones to concede.
Margarita to take the corner, in swung, low hit, cleared away by Elmas Noy. All the way back to the midfield stripe. That was Phoenix looking for a second here on this Saturday night. It's really come through the arrival of Charlie Dennis in midfield as well, who's added some real size and strength to this Phoenix midfield. They've been more courageous on the counter. Asenge upfield as a striker, because why not? That's what he does. Smith, and wide for Sacco on the right. Looking for help, Isan Sacco. Backward he goes for Saint. Switching play for Ryan Flood. But we haven't had to call much of his name, and that's a good thing. Skips a line. Avievu, poor pass. Hope Avievu wins it back though. Flood keeps it, gives to Quayshow. Rising with all 10 red shirts in the opposition half. They are trying their best to dictate the tempo of this late game. Sacco foul. Dennis was taken to ground by Elmas Noy. Phoenix free kick, 63rd, 1-1.
And this is dangerous. This is one where you're, I'd say, 42, 43 yards out from the mouth of the net directly.
It's a lot.
You're not close. You can't take probably a shot on net, but you can put something in the area. You can lay it off to the left or to the right, play short. But you have to make something happen here with about 27 minutes left to play, plus a little bit of stoppage. This is where you find your moment. Find a way to extinguish the hope that Oakland has procured over the first hour and change.
Too long shadows cast. Just shy of 8:30. Phoenix play it quickly. Ball comes up and away. Oakland did well to react and stay at the ready. Sinistera defended by Flood. Backed into a corner. Can the striker get out of it? The answer is no. Phoenix's press pays off in a big way. They've got the ball back left side, attacking third to throw. By the way, 8:30. Light is still out in Northern California. Isn't that such a great thing? Gomez, Sinistera, Oakland have it back by Rwanga. Gomez nods beyond Dennis, ran into trouble. Ticky-tack foul is the right decision. Charlie Dennis got a little handsy. 26 minutes and stoppage time to play. And all to play for. As close to a July 6-pointer as you can really get. These two teams separated by just 3 points. Oakland would have the leg up on Rising if they were to get a win today. Long ball, Hackshaw, run of Donor. He's been so good on this right side. Gomez, Donor, looking, turning, finding Elmas Noy. Nowhere to go. Oakland has made a change, by the way. I would presume after the goal was scored, Tyler Gibson has come into this game, their captain. Wide left, swung in, dangerous ball left by everyone out for a goal kick. Rakowski watched it go. Sinistera, the striker, did as well as Flood and Asenge, the center back pairing.
I think one thing Rakowski's done so well tonight, Ryan, is just been patient, right? When balls have come his way, he hasn't done too much. He had the one where he charged outside of the box to try to find his moment and push it away, and he did just enough. He's been really patient. I think that pays off today.
Gibson replaced Bobosi by Ruwanga after the goal. Throwing Phoenix, left side. Quayshaw, the left back. Back for Ryan Flood. And Asela Senge. And now, Kevin, Phoenix has slowed the rhythm of this game down just a little bit, trying to reestablish control and dominance. Smith, he slipped. Oakland looking the other direction. Gibson has runs from Gomez. Likes to give to neither. Backward he goes for Green. Pressured by Aviyevu. Wide for Maury Donor. 2/3 of the way through this game. Oakland Roots fresh and fighting for a 4th consecutive win for the first time in club history. They scored first in this game in the 27th. So again, the decision, it appears, at least by my view, Kev, for Phoenix to try and reestablish this game's pace at a slower level.
I think now they're trying to breathe. Right now, you have to clinically find the second goal. You've done the desperate stuff already, and you have 25 minutes to go. Now that the desperation heave is over and you have time to operate and figure it out, do it on your terms. Play Phoenix Rising football. You don't need to be desperate anymore. It's tied. You can win this one and do it your way.
They race forward with Margarita off the right. Back for Smith. Nothing was on. Saint, switching play. It's a pretty ball to the feet of Aviyevu. Finding Dennis. First time Aviyevu. Now to Sacco. Look for the run of Quayshaw. And Donor taking his touch towards the touch line. It was too heavy. I can't believe he wasn't fouled. Or was he? The referee did indeed call it a foul. Free kick Roots. They play short.
Abiyevu with that goal for Sacco, assisted on his 6th of the year too. That's an important one, at least as now it's ruled as an assist for Hope Abiyevu.
It was his. Throw in Rising, a long ball comes lazily over the top from Roots. Phoenix in their own half on the right side. Hope, by the way, quietly, maybe not so quietly, but I would wager quietly based on the season that some of the number 10s and attacking-minded players in this league are having. He is quietly putting together a case to be in an all-league team come the end of the year. He is top 10 amongst all attackers in every single major attacking category. You think of it, assists, expected goals, expected goals, chances created. He has been a dynamite man in the middle of the park for Phoenix Rising this year. 68th minute, 1-1 game. A touch for Ryan Flood. And wide left for Hope. Flood, Saint dropping in. Aviyevu dropping deep to pick it up between the center backs. You love when he does that. You, of course, being Kevin, but I'm sure the viewer loves it too.
No, I do love it. I think that this is, once again, it feels like optimized, right? This is where a few guys that have played out of position for the last month or so are slowly but surely being optimized in this starting 11 that's morphed into a mid-game 11, and now let's see if Marga can get it done on his own.
Saint over the top, he finds Margarita, finds Formella, finding Margarita once more. Marga laying along Dennis on his left. He loves to shoot! And he does it, he scores! In the bottom right corner again! It has been Charlie Dennis's month. July Jubilee for the Englishman. And Phoenix have flipped it to a 2-1 lead. 69th minute. It's a beautiful strike. from Charlie Dennis, and
Phoenix
Rising
FC goal, his second
are
on
in
this season,
front
scored by number 12,
on the
Charlie
road
Dennis.
in Oakland.
Dennis to goal, his second on the year, scored in the 69th.
Just his second of the year in the championship, but you combine that with the hat trick in the Jägermeister Cup, and he has been the main man for Phoenix Rising as the summer success has waned. They try and grab it back in early to mid-July, Kevin Cardes.
Tale of two halves, right? That first 45 was, I wouldn't say disastrous, but it was incomplete. At halftime, we said, hey, you can make up for it by having a transformative second 45. That has been the story of the second half, transformative in all ways. They are clicking defensively, they are clicking on offense, but it's been Charlie Dennis who has inserted himself back into the game, and he has been the turn. He has been the tempo change, he has been the technical change. He is so good. It is his month, like you said. It's all Charlie Dennis right now. It's his world.
2 goals in 10 minutes for Phoenix, and they are firmly in front. Senge over the top, too heavy for Sacco, who wanted it at his feet. And a change for Benny Feilhaber's Oakland Roots.
Coming to the 71st minute. Now the field, number 7, Wolfgang
They have brought on
Prentice.
their leading goal scorer, Wolfgang Prentice, off the bench.
Julian Bravo.
It's an attack-minded winger, wingback type on for the defensive-minded Bravo. That's intent from Benny Feilhaber's team. 2 goals conceded today for Oakland. Under Feilhaber coming into this game, that's 4 contests in the championship since the start of June. They had conceded just once, so Rising have cracked the code a little bit. Can they hang on and crack 3 points tonight? Wide. Prentice couldn't get there first. Smith covered ground. Prentice pushing on Smith, no foul. Smith by the end line, his own. Looking to get away from Wolfgang Prentice. His touch out of play. Throwing Roots, attacking third left side.
And it was Julian Bravo who just got subbed off the pitch, who was really the one who cracked this game wide open for the Oakland Roots initially. It was his dynamic darting run that really did it, and then the shot that was put in off the post was almost all created by his action. He comes off now for Wolfgang Prentice, the leading scorer in 2025 for Oakland Roots, but you can't understate the job that Julian Bravo did tonight, and that was start the avalanche that almost kept Oakland Roots in firm place of 3 points.
16th championship appearance for Prentice. Started 14 of them coming into tonight. He is 2 goals shy of his best ever season for goals. Flicked along, Flood left it for Rakowski. It was Green who nodded a ball backward. Ryan Flood thought his goalkeeper was going to come get it. He didn't. And then Rakowski found it. He got fouled in the process. Maybe that is the center back stuff that Ryan Flood is not so used to doing.
It's one of those things where, I mean, you can't really fault a guy who just never plays a position, and now it's, okay, go sub in and play center back. All right, yes, coach, I got it. Like, he's gonna have a few mental flubs. That's the game that you play by playing someone out of position, though.
Dennis picks up the 50-50 ball in the middle of the park. Wide right, Margarita looking for Charlie's run, taken off the touch of Hackshaw. I think they have given an assist to Juro Margarita for the Dennis goal, by the way. Makes sense, he was the man who passed it to him last, so. By that logic.
That is an assist.
73rd minute, 2-1 Phoenix. Looking for their first win after conceding first in a game since October of last year on the road in New Mexico. Flood. Forward, head tennis, Asenge. Quaisho, he touches it downward. Beats the ball beyond the breadth of Armenakis. Back for Sacco, who goes all the way back for Rakowski, wreathed in green. He's inviting pressure. Asenge. Asenge on the line, Margarita on the wrong page. Elmas Noy, so much space for the 20-year-old. Lifting in, Asenge cleaning up for Phoenix. He is what Potmar Boy was last year for Rising, the free safety at the back. Marga, outside the right foot, he played it so poorly. He was looking for the run of Formella, turned it over, Armenakis. Gomez, wide left, Prentice a touch, 30 yards from frame, on the left side, into the path of Armenakis, won again. By Asenge, taken to ground, Panos drew it. It's Panos Armenakis who fouls Asela Asenge and is into the book. Oakland's number 10 picks up a yellow card. in the 75th minute. 15 to go from the Coliseum, a 2-1 lead for Phoenix Rising, Kevin Cardes.
I don't think that you can say enough amazing things about Asela Senge tonight. He has been such a stonewall in the back. You describe him as a free safety. I think that's the perfect definition of what he's done tonight. It's the perfect definition of what he's assimilated into over the last 2 months and change. The lone man from LA Galaxy has been so nails for Phoenix Rising, but tonight he has cleaned up almost every mistake that Phoenix has made on that back line. You know that Phoenix wants to have a second professional center back with the squad, but Asela Senge for now is doing the job of 2 and maybe 3 when this is all said and done.
The numbers don't truly tell the story because Opta Live, the stats keeping website that we use for this, doesn't live track sweeps or defensive pickups, and he has about 458 of those tonight. That is a lot more than anybody else. He does not actually have 458.
Maybe he has like 67 or something like that.
If he has 6 or 7, I would be very impressed. That would be a great number. Quayshow, not great. Lost it out to Armanakis on a caution. Panos puts it at the feet of Elmas Noy. Grabbed by Formella and a foul. Oakland free kick. That goal by Dennis, the 6th of the year for Phoenix by a substitute. That is second most in the championship this year. Only Louisville City, the kings of the league, have had more game changers change the game quite literally. Rakowski looking long. Avayevu touches down, defended by Donor, uses his body well. Spins away from Maury Donor. Spin backward. Finds Flood. Turns away from trouble on his left along the ground. Colin Smith. Ryan Flood might have become a center back tonight.
He's been pretty good. I mean, and he's been progressive too. He's looking forward and trying to find a pass that breaks the line, and I think that's what he doesn't do as a left back often enough. But as a center back tonight, he's looking to progress and move up. I love it.
Prentice wins the ball back deep for Oakland. He is the utility man, Ryan Flood is, for all intents and purposes for Phoenix. Up top, Asenge missed the header, Sinistera fouled him. As Asenge went skyward, Sinistera glued his feet to the ground and went into the backside of Asela Senge. Phoenix restart quickly after the free kick. That denied him. Chance for Armanakis to run in on goal. Quayshow, wind blowing. Flood, Saint. Maybe his most assured game in a Rising shirt as well for Carl Fred Saint.
You haven't called his name, which is good. He's done enough defensively, and he's been in the right place in the right time. He's received the right passes, and he hasn't made a poor back pass.
Overhit ball by Rakowski, out of the stretching legs of Quayshow, throw in Oakland. Phoenix win it back. It's a poor throw from Roots. Sacco driving forward. Sacco took the touch last. Over the touch line. Out of play for the throw. Get you some scores right now active in the championship. Sacramento and El Paso just started in this California capital. It's a big game at the top of the Eastern Conference or Western Conference for El Paso. Charleston have a 1-0 lead against New Mexico United. It has now turned quickly into a 2-1 lead. Other way. Here come Roots. Sinistera racing toward the box. Spinning beyond Asenge. Lunging toward the byline. Could he keep it in touch? Referees say yes. Corner kick from Oakland. Charleston lead 2-1 against New Mexico United on the road. Jabang scored first for the Battery. United responded with a penalty. Rubio Rubin scored for Charleston. 2-1 Phoenix. They are getting outmanned right now. Over the last 5 minutes or so, they took advantage of a superb 10-minute stretch where they scored in the 60th and the 69th minute. Player down for Phoenix Rising. Is that Asenge? Yes, it is.
It's one they can't afford to lose.
They don't have a center back on the bench. It'd have to be Saint that would shift back in there. And they don't have another healthy center back unless you count the 18-year-old Braxton Montgomery who got taken off at halftime today.
It's not good news.
Carl Saint, who's deputized as a center back this year, has been hurt. Senge has arrived middle of the year. He may be hurt here. Mo Traore has missed plenty of time. Pop Marboy has missed plenty of time. Phoenix are readying a change.
I think the run there from Colin Smith to go talk to Pamodo Kaze, in case Asenge can't continue, here's what I need you to do, and I think it's probably shifted to the middle. He's played center back at times, and I think he's been all right enough at it to, hey, we need 10 minutes. Can you give me 10 minutes through the middle? Yes, I can, coach. Okay, let's do it.
Maybe the good old break glass, only if emergency.
Absolutely.
80th minute, 2-1.
It's always good to have a plan, and I think that like those long Zoom meeting-esque chats that Pamodo likes to have on the touchline when there's a stoppage in play is usually a, hey, in case this happens, here's how I want it to go.
We have a corner kick. Asenge was walking right in front of the ball. He was not letting him take the corner. He has been guided off the pitch. In swinging ball from Gomez. Well struck, punched away Rakowski inside the 6. Phoenix will get out. Smith is holding firm as a center back. He clears the ball away, and all of a sudden it's a foot race. Margarita and Donor. Foot race, Margarita and Donor. Donor just about got there. Margarita fouled him. Jurl, as soon as he realized he was not going to get there before Maury Donor could, took a forearm to his backside and shoved him. There's a change coming for Phoenix. It is Darius Johnson who is going to arrive this evening for Phoenix Rising. Who will he come on for?
Maybe it's Asenge.
Wow. So, Darius Johnson has been put on for Asela Asenge.
Phoenix Rising FC substitution, the 81st.
You gotta wonder what Asenge came off the pitch for. I wonder if maybe it was a head injury of sorts because he walked off just fine, but now you look at the injury report next week and there could be 6 or 7 guys on the injury report for match week 17.
2 changes from Oakland as well.
As well in the 82nd minute.
Elmas Noy coming off.
Number 22, E.J. Johnson.
E.J. Johnson coming on.
Margvelashvili.
Gagi Margvelashvili off. Striker for center back.
Luis Saldana.
Midfielder Elmas Noy off for Luis Saldana, the attack-minded player.
Elmas Noy.
Roots are looking for it. They feel they may need it. Already 3 points behind Phoenix. It's so far from the finish line. But these kinds of games can add up as we race toward October. You don't really think about it. Misplaced header, finds the feet of Avievu. And so Colin Smith, as Rakowski clears over the head of Quayshow. Is Kevin playing as a center back, maybe Phoenix in a back 3 shape with Smith, Saint, and Flood?
I'm not too sure. I think it's actually a back 4 with Quayshow, Flood, Colin Smith through the middle, and then Carlfred Saint as the right back right now.
Darius Johnson playing off the right side.
I think he's joining the midfield, but I'm not too sure it's a back 5. They're all spread out, and I think that they're going to shift a little bit as they go back and forth, but I think it's still going to stay a back 4.
Nestled towards the ball side. Johnson giving chase, Margarita doing so as well. Avievu puts in a challenge, it was a foul. It's a free kick for Oakland Roots, and Hope Avievu ended up poorly out of that positioning. Have to think now, long term a little bit for Rising. Noah Senge. Montgomery played poorly tonight. Ball in behind. A touch for the substitute. Saldana, he's looking. And now Johnson. It's cleared away, and E.J. Johnson fouled. Defending Darius Johnson.
That's beautiful defending from DJ, and that's what they bring him on to do. People ask often, why doesn't Darius Johnson start? His stints are so good. It's because this is the spark plug off the bench guy that works so well in this role. He comes in, he's shot out of a cannon, and when the legs are dead, he blows things to pieces. I think that that's his best optimized role in this Rising squad.
Well, it goes either way, too, because he's an ad going forward, and he's such a good defensive-minded presser that he can change a game when you need defensive additives as well. Like
and that's what they need right now.
Long ball from Rakowski, dumped in behind. Good turn out of space from Prentice, looking to skip one over the top for Sinistera. Touched by Quayshow. Pirouettes out of trouble for Flood. Directing traffic, finding Saint, and back for Smith. Again, no center backs on the pitch for Phoenix Rising. Prentice, he touches, turns away. Finding the feet in the middle of the park, Gomez. Gibson, Prentice at midfield. Phoenix just look to lean on the shoulders of a defensive identity here late that they have really struggled to find over the last month or so. They were so good at it in late April and all of May. Donor scored the goal tonight for Roots, 85th minute, 2-1. Prentice serving high, laborious ball is missed, and there's a foul. Rakowski was pushed away by the active E.J. Johnson. It's going to be a free kick for Phoenix Rising, and they can waste a little more out of this game, Kev.
There's going to be a lot of stoppage time, I think, that gets thrown up on the board. There's been a lot of stoppage in play. There's been a lot of guys who have gone down. I would say maybe 6 or 7 minutes that might go up on that board near the touchline. It's tough.
Rakowski goes long. 5 to play plus stoppage. Header won by Hackshaw. And now Prentice. It's a well-placed ball cut out by Johnson. Kept in touch. Finds Dennis. Johnson is taken to ground. That should be a yellow card and is. Darius Johnson right in front of Phoenix Rising's coaching technical area. Now we have a bit of a dust-up. These tend to happen with Phoenix. They do not let the man get away with his crimes. You can't leave it be.
I don't think that that's a bad thing.
No,
I think it's something that was lacked last year. I think the intensity off of a foul like that is what you need, especially when you're playing a game where you're a goal up. You have 5 minutes of regulation to go, and you have no center backs on the pitch. You have to install that tenacity somehow. They're going to do it in this way.
87th minute. Free kick Phoenix. They've taken their time. True Oakland A's fashion. From here, it's Phoenix Rising just attempting to be as efficient as they can be. Colin Smith up over the top. Header by Donor. 50-50 ball on the way. Hackshaw read it well. Johnson touches it down. Gibson lost it. Avayevu has it. Looking for Formella. Back for Avayevu. Using the defender well. Wide left for Quayshow. Attacking third comes Emil Quayshow. He'll take this ball toward the corner and look to earn something out of it. Emmy keeping it in touch. Emil Quayshow slipped, and it was too much. It's over the line. I think it's going to be a free kick and a foul on Quayshow. I think he must have said something. It seemed to be a very quick yellow card and a nice little stare from Joe Dickerson after that. Very much a no-nonsense referee is Dickerson.
Now with this pairing through the middle, you have Colin Smith, Carl Fred Saint, Ryan Flood, who are interchanging. They're trying to create a starting center back on the aggregate.
That was good. Saint, Dennis. Respect game. That was good. I know it's late. We need to talk about the game, but that was really well done.
Gotta do it.
Flood, we forced a lot of those tonight. That one felt natural. Saint, Dennis, good stuff from Phoenix. They go around the horn and find the ball at the feet of Quayshow. Charlie Dennis, and wide left again for Emil Quayshow. 88th minute, 2-1 Phoenix in front. They trailed in this game. Sacco, Dennis, who's got the winning goal right now, sliding into the box, loses his touch. Clearance comes off the backside of Sacco, throwing Oakland their own half, right side. Both technical areas seem done and dusted. They've made their changes. It's up to the players on the pitch now. Donor, kept alive by Maury Donor. And behind, Sacco racing beyond green. Good connective 50-50, swept up though by Kendall McIntosh, the goalkeeper. A peach of a strike from the Englishman Charlie Dennis. Over the top for E.J. Johnson. Taken to ground by Colin Smith, and they give the foul on Johnson. Smith and Johnson collide just outside the box. And they call the foul on the attacker, E.J. Johnson, Kevin.
I'm not too sure what happened there, but Colin Smith is shaken up. Maybe Johnson threw him to ground. I think that Colin was just trying to put in a good challenge and not let there be an open breakaway attempt on the net.
Smith getting to that ball first. probably the reason he wins that foul and not committing the foul.
God, does he run, Ryan? I mean, it is nonstop from the first whistle to that final third. He is always moving. That run is one that most can't make after playing 90 minutes, and he did it. Just special.
40 seconds till we've hit the 90. We'll see how much stoppage time from there at the Coliseum. Long ball, Rakowski. Up for Darius Johnson. Kept alive by Charlie Dennis. Cleared away by Hackshaw. Phoenix looking to overturn a 1-0 deficit. They conceded first. It'd be their first win from a trailing position since October of last year. Rising looking for their third consecutive win against Oakland Roots. They did the double against the home side a season ago. Avievu, stoppage time of 7 minutes. Still so much football to play. Sinistera rips Quayshaw to ground.
Number 14, Emil Quayshaw. Card issued in the 87th minute.
Now there's a lot of time left in this game. Phoenix is so far from finished. They have 7 minutes to play, probably a little bit more based on the way that this one's gone. Still no center backs on the pitch. There's a few substitutes up and moving behind the net, but I don't think that any of them will come in. At this point, it's up to everybody who's on the pitch. 10 outfield players against the world at this point.
Sacco trying to slip beyond Green. Avievu working well. It's a foul on Hope Avievu. And he's got a yellow card. Is he already on one? Does he know what he just did there? Yeah. Okay, he did. Hope Avievu picks up a yellow card for a foul that he probably didn't have to commit. And that's his second. And Joe Dickerson has sent off Phoenix's number 10. Hope Avievu is a mild-mannered man. He is very upset.
Yellow card.
Charlie Dennis is trying to reason with the referee. That will be the third red card assessed to a Rising player this year. And Phoenix will have to now finish this game. What will certainly be 6 minutes or more. Down a man, up a goal.
And it's just one of those things where just when you think it can't get any harder for this team, now they have a red card. And Avievu, I understand the anger at that. Maybe it was a foul, maybe it wasn't. I don't think that he did too much there, but we're far away. I mean, we're far away. It's hard to tell. The replay didn't show us much. It's tough for that to happen to Avievu, and now with no center backs, they lose their number 10. They're going to play a man down for the following probably 5 or 6 more minutes. They have a lot of time to go. They're a man down. It's all or nothing here.
Chip stacked against them a little bit, but they do have the advantage right now in this wonderful, wonderful house. Special arena, playing host to a very, very fine game. 93rd minute, 2-1 Rising. Touch in the middle for Gomez. Whipped wide for Maury Donor, who's run so much today. Quayshaw, slicing challenge, he puts one in. Throw in Roots. And Phoenix will make their final change. It's reactionary because of the red card. Jamison Ping has come in. He will replace Isan Sacco. So Ping is on. Add a little more engine to this midfield. The 17-year-old Phoenix Rising Academy graduate.
Can't say enough good things about Sacco tonight. His strike was one of the most impactful in 2025 for Phoenix, but man, when they needed him most, he sent in an absolute beauty that found the back of the net. Now it's Jamison Ping's job to finish the story.
Sinistera, touch for Roots. Left-footed ball into the box. Johnson left it for Rakowski, who falls on it and wastes the clock. 94th, 2-1.
Sacco's grabbing at his hamstring now as well as he exits the pitch.
Bet you everybody would be after the runs that he had to make tonight. Rakowski goes long. Margarita's the only man up there. He's missed it. Johnson gets it. He really had to. Prentice was pouncing. Lifted in behind. Prentice a touch. Feet of Formella. Formella took it off of him, but a heavy shoulder means Oakland have a free kick. They won't play quick. Armenakis will stand over it. Phoenix setting up a high line 5 or 6 yards off the frame of the 18. Panos putting a ball to the back post. Cleared away by Flood, only as far as Donor. Oakland on it still. Gomez pushing up there. Back post, Rakowski ran into his teammate, cleared away by Smith, and a foul late. Colin Smith was clattered to the ground. There were a bunch of bodies bouncing around inside the box. 95th minute, 2-1. Both physios will come on here. Rising will have a free kick, and more clock will tick, but more clock will be added on top of the already 7 minutes of stoppage time.
What a body on the line finish we're watching right now between Oakland and Phoenix. I mean, everybody just throwing everything into every ball that's thrown up. 50-50 balls, bodies on the ground. Searching balls through the back line, bodies on the ground. Goalkeepers going up for claims, guys throwing themselves at the goalkeepers. This is one that both teams want, both teams need, both for different reasons.
Still a steady beat. Perhaps representing the feeling in that Roots technical area. They're still in this. They are still alive. Despite trailing by a goal late, this is going to be a long stoppage. We may play well into 100 minutes here.
Carl-Fred Saint being down is just another one of those head scratchers where that's the only guy left on the pitch besides Colin Smith, who's been your right back all year long. He was playing as a starting center back for the last month or so. He's now down too. We talk about, oh, no center backs out there. Well, Carl-Fred Saint goes down too. Suddenly you're almost out of everyone who can even play through the middle.
Phoenix can't make a change here. They have already used their moments. They get 3 a game. But if it is a head injury to Saint, Rising can submit a concussion substitution form, and those are almost always accepted. Rising already down a man thanks to the red card from Avayevu. Pair of yellows tonight for the number 10. And again, if it is deemed to be a concussion for Saint, which they may not have enough time to diagnose, Rising can stay at 10 men. But for now, they are down to 9. 97th minute. Phoenix 2-1 up, 2 men down on the road in the Coliseum. A gladiator-esque effort if Phoenix Rising can find their way out of here. 3 points in hand. It'd be their first win in the league since June 7th, over a month. Header went out of the air as Rakowski went long. Hackshaw got both. Phoenix are down 2 men. Ball in behind Armanakis. Cleaned up well by Smith, cleared away by Dennis, and Saint has gone right to the 4th official. He is being waved back on. He will finish this game. Rising are back to 1 man down. Donor's touch inward. 98th minute. How far will we go in this game? Dennis clears. Gibson nods. Flicked further forward. Sinistera is chasing, and Quayshow is winning for Phoenix. Quayshow clears. Margarita out of touch. A missed touch, though, by Kai Green. Margarita racing 1v1 with Hackshaw. Margarita to the corner. Will he keep it there? He will touch it backward and look for support. Gerald Margarita nods through his Sinistera. Now Johnson chasing, and Johnson defending well. Ping pressing, and Ping wins the ball back and puts it into the corner. 99th minute, Ping is taken to ground, no whistle, goal kick. Jamison Ping's upset with that one. He's saying that's a yellow card. He's not gonna get away with that. Oakland playing quick. Step overs, Gibson, he's on it, midfield. Prentice is wide left, stretching his legs. Won by Johnson out of the air. Second ball, Saint clearing highward. 99th, Margarita trying to find it. Hackshaw claiming for Oakland Roots. Goals now here have come all throughout. Maury Donor in the 27th. Isan Sako on the hour mark. Charlie Dennis is laser from outside the area in the 69th. We are in to the witching hour. Ball over the top. Johnson bumped by Smith. Johnson running toward the box. Fair ball won by Smith. He will have it in his own corner and clear it long. 100th minute in Oakland. Margarita can't keep it in touch. Throw in Roots.
I think they have at least 2 more minutes on the clock in this one.
Right. Johnson down the line. Quayshow defending. E.J. Johnson's got him for pace. Johnson clipping in. Smith at the space. That's 3 whistles. Phoenix fall to the floor and can head home to stock the soda machines. They have secured a notoriously large 3 points on the road. They win in Oakland from 1 goal down to 1 goal up. Phoenix Rising find a way on the road in Oakland and win 2-1 to jump up to 5th place in the Western Conference. They start the second half of the season on a strong note, Kevin Cardez.
I mean, you can't talk about a more needed 3 points. And every time it looked like, okay, they can get a true stronghold in this game, whether it was literally going up a goal 2-1, things just crashed back down, losing all of your center backs, then getting a red card on a double yellow on your star attacking midfielder in Hope Abayebu, and then you just thought it was over. You lost Carl Fred Sink for a minute, and the Frenzian played 2 men down for almost 60 seconds as the clock approached 100 minutes. Everything against Phoenix, time and time again. They conceded first, but they did everything they needed to, and they come out of the Coliseum with 3 points. They get a much-needed week off in league play. They'll go play in a Jägermeister Cup game against El Paso next week, and that is absolutely massive for Phoenix.
On behalf of everyone inside Oakland Roots organization, we thank
2 goals from 1 goal down. Dennis scores the winner. Sacco scores a scorcher to get them back in it. We will talk about the long-term implications of this game tonight. Some of the injuries, some of the sending offs that this game saw that could really affect Phoenix as they start their travel-filled month of July. But we will do all of that in the Rising Radio post-game wrap-up show presented by Crown Public House. Ryan and Kevin will be there for that. Sammy O'Brien will join us. 2-1. Phoenix Rising are victors in the East Bay on this Saturday night. We'll step aside on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Suzuchuku's in. Arteaga!
You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey Phoenix Rising fans, this is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tires simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
Time for one last kick of the ball on tonight's match. It's Rising Radio postgame wrap-up on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Romantic about Phoenix Rising soccer. They find a way tonight. 2-1, they win in California. They beat Oakland Roots. They step up to 23 points, 5th in the Western Conference. Ryan Sikora here, Kevin Cardez, Sammy O'Brien for the Rising Radio postgame wrap-up presented by Crown Public House. Kevin, the type of night where the manager, Pamadou Ka, is going to get home, get to the hotel, open up a pack of gummy bears to celebrate. That's his kind of night. His team shows some grit, shows some heart, shows some domination, and also take advantage of moments when they needed to and get the win.
I thought that this was the game that you needed to turn around what was a really unfortunate and unimpressive slide. They were up and down. They concede 4 to a League One side. They lose 4-1 to one of their bigger rivals, even though it's not a frequently played series, but you wanted to beat Charleston. There was so much emotion built up in that game. Their first trip back to Patriots Point since they won the title, and it just didn't go their way. That came on the heels of a 4-game win streak in the league. They had so much momentum, and they lost it all. These are the games where you can feel it flip. So important. That first 45 felt like a continuation from the last 90 that we watched a week ago. They completely flipped it. We asked for a transformative 45 in the second half. They gave us that. They gave us more. They did it a man down. They did it 2 men down. At times, it was special. It was what they needed, and we come home with 3.
Celebrating over in the corner with a group of maybe 30 or so fans that have made the trip to support Phoenix Rising here on this Saturday night. Wonderful weather in the Bay. Sammy O'Brien joining us too here for this post-game wrap-up. 3rd straight win against Oakland Roots. They did the double against them last year. They get the come-from-behind win. That is so huge for this side's momentum heading into 2 more away days over the next 20 days.
Yeah, it was definitely a night coming in where, coming off this recent skid, you could say, it almost felt like they needed the 3 points, and they played like they weren't going to get the 3 points. They were playing like they weren't deserving it. They were playing like the team we do not know, and then the second half they kind of flipped that back, equalized it, and then even went up 2-1, and then it was an out-of-body experience for those last 20, 25, well, really 30, 40 minutes, because we played almost 100 minutes into stoppage time. So really a gritty win, and there was 6 or 7 guys that really had to step up when things got nippy. And we even saw Darius Johnson, who was playing almost on the back line. I really couldn't tell you where he truly was playing. He had a couple big clearances, big headers away to slow down Oakland. But overall, just an absolute team effort. But again, that might come with consequences, guys.
They had to do some funky stuff at Phoenix Rising to find 3 points tonight. They did it in the end without Hope Avievu, who I'm not quite sure of the rules with the Jägermeister Cup. I don't know if he's still available for that next week because it's a separate competition, or if it's like the Carabao Cup in England where it carries over there. We'll see about that one. His next game will either be against Orange County or against El Paso next week in the Jaeger Cup, an all-important game. I think, for me at least, Kevin, and this is where we'll leave it before we go to break and then come back and wrap it up. The bigger miss in the next couple games and the bigger news out of this game, yes, 3 points are important. Another center back, Casella Senge, down on the ground late, has to get substituted out. Phoenix do well to solve the problem. Short term, long term's a different story.
I think that we need to be patient and figure out what he went off the pitch for. He walked off under his own power. He looked like he was fine physically walking over to the touchline. I think that it might have been a head injury. I think there's a chance he was crumpled down on the ground, holding at his forehead for a little bit. You hope that it's nothing that's going to keep him out for a long time, because you just waited 2.5 months for Pop Marboy. Now that he's back training, you don't want to lose your lone man that you've put so much time into, and he's been so good to you. You also have Mo Traore, who's not close to being back. They need 2 professional center backs to play for this team if they are going to win enough games to be a home playoff team. We know this. They're so close to getting both back. You just pray and hope that Acela Singh is going to be okay and good to go by next week, or hopefully the week after that.
First win for Phoenix Rising after trailing at halftime away from home in the USL Championship since November of 2023. That was the title run in Sacramento in the Western Conference Finals. That has been how long it has been for Phoenix Rising to grab a win like that, and they do it in a venue like this. We will go to break. We will come back. We will wrap it all up from the Coliseum. Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cortez, Sammy O'Brien here on the Rising Radio postgame wrap-up presented by Crown Public House.
Suzuchukwu's in. Arteaga!
You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey, Phoenix Rising fans, this is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tires simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
This is the Rising Radio post-game wrap-up on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
So it's a win for Phoenix Rising, 2-1 your final score from Oakland. Phoenix come from behind. They scored 2 goals within 10 minutes of each other in the second half to overturn a first 45 deficit. Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez for the post-game wrap-up, presented by Crown Public House. Kevin, I want to bring this to the table. This is really the sport in a microcosm. Oakland last week won a game in the USL Championship with 1 shot on target. They scored 2 goals. They had .09 XG. This week they have an expected goals of 1.77, and they lose out. Phoenix had a expected goal mark of .67. So that is the game. That's what happens. Phoenix took their chances, and they took them well, and they took hold of the moment that they needed to do it, that 10-minute stretch from the hour mark to the 70th minute.
I wish I had the number glued in my head because I'm pretty sure that Phoenix is one of the better teams at outperforming their expected goals in the entire USL Championship. And they do it because that's the quality that they possess. Those strikes from Sacco and Charlie Dennis are ones that the average USL Championship player are just not going to convert. It just doesn't happen. Sacco's strike, to me, was more impressive than the Charlie Dennis one, mostly because all the momentum was sliding against them, and Sacco stung that one in. It was beautiful. It was placed right outside the fingertips of Kendall McIntosh. Those moments aren't produced by average players. Those are impressive feats of football, and Phoenix, time and time again, reminds us, hey, we have those talents and those qualities.
And maybe good to say as well, a talent that's not Gerald Margarita, who so often this year has been the guy, whether it be an assist or a goal, has been the provider of that magical moment. Tonight it was 2 different players, one in Charlie Dennis, who has done it more routinely over the last month or so, and one in Isan Sacco, who, if you're around this group, as you have been, right, you see that he has that in his locker, and tonight you get to see it on the big-time stage.
And, I mean, it's funny, too, because we talk about how, we didn't do it through, your normal star like Joel Margarita or it wasn't Avayevu scoring the goal. Guess who assisted on both? Avayevu and Joel Margarita. I mean, it's one of those things where you can see what this squad is when it's fully realized and everyone's home. You know that everybody's happy that finally Gold Cup and World Cup qualifiers for now are done. You're going to lose Joel Margarita again down the stretch as Curaçao goes out and plays more World Cup qualifying games. They have a long, heavy stretch down at the end of the year to try to push to qualify for the first time in their nation's history for the World Cup. They're going to lose them a little bit more, but as you get guys like Damian Rivera back into the swing of things as well, you know that everybody is happy to watch it gel, and now we do it all over again. We talked about it at the beginning of the season with it's a new team, they need to mesh, and then we talk about it in the middle where, oh my gosh, there's so many guys who are injured, like we need to mesh again, and then you lose some of your best players to the Gold Cup. It's like, okay, like let's mesh again, and now they come back and it's okay, like we're gonna mesh one more time if that's cool with you guys.
You want to say mesh one more time?
If it's not, can we do it again in November? Like, okay, so let's hope that this is finally where it all comes together, at least for a little bit, because they need a sustained stretch of success in the summer where it's so difficult and they're on the road so many times in a row and the table is so compact. These are the games that keep you afloat. These are the games that set you apart when it's all said and done, because you watch as New Mexico, they were, 3 games in hand on Phoenix at one point with like 9 points on them, and it slowly but surely capsized on them, and now punching distance from the top of the table again when it looked like it was falling out of favor for them as well.
And by the way, to close the book on your stat, the expected goals and the overachievement, Phoenix is top 5 in the league in overachieving expected goals heading into this game tonight. I would expect it to grow. a lot after this. Now we step forward next Saturday, trip to El Paso. We'll be on site. Good crew with us there here on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network. Phoenix have a chance to get out of their group. Group 2 in the Jägermeister Cup. They currently sit third. They cannot catch group leaders San Antonio, and that is important because the group winners are guaranteed passage. From there, the best second-place teams are the ones who advance. Phoenix does not control their own destiny in that, but if they win, they would be on 8 points. That's giving them a chance to progress in a cup competition.
It gives them a chance, and that's all they need, right? This is one where we've talked about it a little bit before. You probably can't lose a game in this situation with the way that the Jägermeister Cup is set up. It's really hard to lose a game where, one, you don't even play every team in your group. You only play 4 games in total. So when you drop all points completely, you can't even get a point out of a shootout loss, which is how it works. The only way in which you don't take home some share of the victory is if you just don't win in the full 90 of regulation. It's a tough one for Phoenix, but they're in a position where if the cards fall their way, they fall their way. But this is one where, and I hate to put it like this, if they don't advance, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Sure.
That's one less game that would get added into a compacted schedule for a team that is very hurt. They are very tired. They've been on the road so much. If they advance, let's pop the champagne. Let's plan to go on that road trip. If not, you know what? Wipe the sweat off your brow. We'll look at it next year in 2026 and hope that we do advance when it's all said and done. Maybe rework how the squad is put together for that with it in mind. But if they don't advance, let's just focus on the championship.
Phoenix has scored 2 goals tonight off of 7 shots, 3 on target. Oakland grabbed 1. It was the opener from Maury Donor, 9 shots. It was their lone shot on the frame of Patrick Rakoski. So that's your final score tonight. Phoenix rising up to 5th in the USL Championship table. Oakland Roots stay below the playoff line. They concede twice tonight for the first time under Benny Feilhaber, their new coach. Rising increase the gap and get closer to the top of the Western Conference table. They are just 4 points off of number 1 San Antonio. The race to the playoff really starts now as we hit the back half of the season, and what a great way it was for Phoenix Rising to start this second half of the year on the right foot in this beautiful stadium. Oakland Coliseum tonight, the host of a great Rising win that for those that traveled, I think those fans will remember it for some time. And I encourage anyone listening to this, next time Rising comes this way, make your way with them. Phoenix Rising 2, Oakland Roots 1. We will sign off from the Coliseum for Kevin Cardez, for Sammy O'Brien, for Adam Beadle. I've been Ryan Sikora saying so long on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.